let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder, every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to
be. Atlanta Falcon fans everywhere. Well, we've been speculating, thinking about it, talking in circles amongst ourselves. And a little while ago, on Saturday, January the 17th, 2026, the Falcons have hired Kevin Stefanski as your new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And tonight we're going to talk about it. We want to hear the good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever you're thinking about it, whatever you're feeling about it, let us know. A lot of people wanted Clint Kubiak. A lot of people wanted others. But our guy who has been anointed to lead our beloved Atlanta Falcons is Kevin Stefanski. And, I'm now that it's over, I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to, what we can do with Kevin, where we're going to go, what the next steps are. And I want to talk about it tonight. So if you're out there, hop in the chat, talk to me. Let's talk about it. First of all, Kevin Stefanski is the 20th coach of your beloved Atlanta Falcons. He replaces Raheem Morris. He is a former head coach of the Cleveland Browns, two-time AP Coach of the Year. That's right. Not once, but twice. So if you give this guy a good lineup, he can make it work. Reports directly to Matt Ryan, hired after interviews with Falcons leadership, including one Arthur Blank. This is a structural hire, not a sideline hire. Stefanski's reputation across the league is clear. He's offensive-minded. He's detail-driven. He's a fundamentals-first quarterback, system builder, not a system chaser. He led Cleveland to playoff appearances in his first season in 2020. And I believe again in 2023, he doesn't sell slogans. He sells structure, and that's something this franchise has lacked. And that could have been why he was hired. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a special guest, and this is Coach from Coach's Corner. So please welcome him. Coach, how you doing tonight, sir? All well?
Man, I'm starting to think I need to reevaluate my whole life, man. I don't know if I mean, of course, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and welcome him to Atlanta, but it's just the process. I'm sure you're gonna get into it, so I ain't gonna go into my spiel now. But I have a problem with how the optics of this hire.
What's your issue with the optics?
So you hired a guy. So this isn't a good look for Matt, because if your first big decision is something with nostalgia or friendly undertones, you hire this guy because y'all once did such and such in Philly, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Who cares, dude? Like, I got a lot of people I used to know, in DC, or that I was in the military with, or that I wouldn't give them a job if I owned a company. Like, this, or just that in and of itself screams malpractice to me. Then it seems kind of rushed. It just I don't know. It just looks bad all the way around. I feel like once Harbaugh was gone, they were like, "Well, fuck."
We got Bernard White in the chat. Bernard says, I hate this. I don't see Atlanta rolling out the red carpet for this guy.
I don't either.
Let me ask you this. He is a two-time AP Coach of the Year. He did take Cleveland to the
I
playoffs.
think that was Fugazi. It
You
was a
think it
food.
was
That's the
Fugazi?
food. Everybody who's been screaming that, I have been telling them
Mhm.
that's like winning the best, the best car award, and there's only two cars in the whole show. Like he was at Cleveland. Like, you know what I mean? Like, great. He he got it because he took Cleveland to the playoffs after 18 years of them never being there. Then he got it the second time because he had five different quarterbacks. Like that's not nothing I would want to brag on. Or I mean, I don't understand how people don't see through that.
Mhm. Well, let me ask you this. Cleveland's ownership is they're not considered the darlings of the NFL. They certainly leave a lot to be desired. Could that have been what potentially you know prohibited him from being more successful in your eyes? Do you think specifically with Deshaun Watson when they made all of those trades to get him, and I think at this point we can say he's a bust. You know, just give me your thoughts on that, right? Just because, again, I'm just trying to be fair. Again,
Right.
and first and foremost, Coach, you're welcome to your opinion. Okay, all opinions are welcome here. So whether you love it or hate it, it's fine. I'm glad to have you on the show. I know it's your first time. I hope it won't be your last. I want you to feel comfortable expressing yourself. But my question for you is: do you think that the ownership group was at all responsible for some of his, and when I say his, I'm talking Stefanski's failure during his tenure there? Like, give me your thoughts on that.
That could absolutely be the the cause of his horrible coaching in Cleveland. It very well could be. But let me ask you this, right? If you have two kids, you go out of the room, you come back and everything in your living room broken, you don't know who did it.
Uh,
You ain't gonna then leave both of them in the room again. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do it again. So yeah, you could be absolutely right, but if I'm Atlanta, I'm not taking that chance. Like we just had two horrible coaches back to back. We haven't won in 8 years. Are you really going to take the chance on if it was him that was the coaching issue, or if it was Cleveland's front office, or if it was a combination of both? I just
mhm.
don't see how you take that chance.
Okay, that's fair. Let's go to the chat and see what they have to say. We got to do some housekeeping. Craig says two things: we aren't the most attractive out there. That's Baltimore. Two, if we didn't hire him, we would have went to he would have went to another team because he already said had second interviews lined up for. I know I butchered that, Craig, so I'm sorry. I'll say that again. Two things. Number one, we aren't the most attractive job out there. That's Baltimore. Secondly, if we didn't hire him, he would have went to another team because he already had second interviews lined up next week. Craig also goes on to say, regardless of who they hired, it wasn't going to make people happy. And that's the reason I believe he will work, because everyone fell in love with Raheem because he talked well. And you know what? That's fair. I know I love me some Raheem, man. Raheem can come into a room and be like, you know what I mean? And he's
Right.
just a motivator. So I
Yeah,
get that.
he's a great motivational speaker.
Yes, he is. Yes,
Uh,
he
I was just in the hospital. He could have came in there and been, well, coach, you're going to get out of here and you're going to get back on your feet, and we're going to find a way, and we got to find a way, and so he's great for that. And I would have loved to have heard it, and I would have, probably ran out the hospital, tried to do a marathon with that speech. But I mean, he has the last guy had the um, it has the correct thinking. I've said this time and time again. It kind of, I think it gets under people from Atlanta's fear. It gets under their skin and gets them in their feelings. But they got to understand, Atlanta isn't an attractive place. Like it's attractive to us and people like us, because it's the Mecca. It's the it's where we go to thrive. So that's attractive to us. But to someone that ain't from our culture, that's not going to be very attractive. It doesn't have the best weather. It doesn't have. It's not a big market. It's a lot of things that one will have to get over to choose Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like that is generally a thing. I think that's why Harbaugh went to New York. They have worse weather, yes, it snows and all of that, but then you got to look at the upside, the market, you know what I'm saying, the city itself. It's a lot of things that are X against Atlanta that a place like a Baltimore and a New York is better. Plus, they have a culture of winning. They have a pedigree of winning in their front office.
That's fair. You got to get to the chat because we want to let everybody who comes in here express joy or disappointment. Lucy and John Moreno, really, that's the most dumb bleep move. Falcons have more losing seasons. Fans can't take much more of this ish. Dixon Way says, yo, yo, yo. Lucy.
What up, Larry?
What up? What up? What up? What up, Dixon Way? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. Lucy and John Moreno say, I'm starting to believe the top coaches don't want to come to Atlanta. And, coach, maybe you have a point. The Dixon Way says, man, the Hawks get belt to butt, and then Kevin Stefanski gets hired. I think he's shaking his head. Either way, I don't think he's a fan of it. Robert Stevens. Robert, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if you've been here, but we're glad to have you. Welcome. I'm perfectly fine with Stefanski. The Browns front office definitely made things difficult for him. With the stable front office and the talent we have in place, I think he will be all right. And
wait. We got a stable front office?
Well, let me put it this way. We're not the Browns, right?
Are we? You
no,
sure?
Yes, we're not. We're definitely not the Browns.
I don't know.
We're not the Browns, sir. We're not the Browns.
I don't know.
We are not the Cleveland Browns. We are not. We may have our challenges, but we are. I can't agree with that, sir. We are not the Cleveland Browns. But hey, we can certainly cover that a little bit later. Carlos says, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed and drink my hibiscus tea and cayenne.
Look at his thumbnail. That is the funniest. I mean, I don't promote that, but that's funny.
Dixon Way says Raheem is a used car salesman like Bernie Mac in the Transformers movie. Craig says, what up, Craig? He also had his hands tied in Cleveland, and that's a well-known fact. He comes from the Kubiak tree. We wanted an experienced offensive play caller, and we got one, and we did. I don't love the move, but I don't hate it. I'm just going to give him a chance like we should. And that's, to be quite candid with you, Coach, that's kind of where I am. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. He is a play caller, right? He's not a CO coach, right? He's not come on, guys, let's get it done. He's an X's and O's, put your hand in the dirt, call these plays. He's got experience. He definitely has talent here. So I'm okay with it. Again, I'm not in love with it, but I'm okay with it.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, I'm the same. He would not have been my choice. Well, matter of fact, I was dead set against it, just like I was dead set against Clint. Neither one of them would have been my choice. My choice wasn't made, so it is what it is. But he's here now. I'm gonna ride with him until I can't ride with him no more. And if that's 5 games like it was for Raheem, I knew after the first 5 games of his first year, he wasn't the coach. If that's the same way with Stefanski, then I'm gonna let it be known. But as right now, he's the man here, so we gotta give it to him. I just think it's a completely missed opportunity, especially with what was still left out there. I really can't. I can't believe they fumbled that though.
Mm. Well, I mean, I at least want to give him a chance. I
Yeah,
don't
we got to.
I
Don't
at
jump
least
out. Don't jump out the window, people. I mean, you could be upset with the pick, but you don't know. He may come in and take us straight to the Super Bowl. It's possible, maybe slightly like it's slightly possible. I don't know, but he can. So don't say we not gonna win or this is that. Just get a man a shot.
So, to my understanding, I believe his current offensive coordinator Reyes. What's his last name's Reyes. I can't remember his first name, but he looks like he's going to be the offensive coordinator. So he's bringing his offensive coordinator from Cleveland.
I read that. Which makes sense now because I was like, why are they saying this if he ain't hired yet? Because earlier when they said he was doing a second interview, I read that he was bringing the offensive coordinator from Bama. Now that right there is gonna piss me off. So okay, here we go again with the stupid stuff. You gonna go to college if that happens. You gonna go to college, grab an OC to bring him to the NFL his first time to guinea pig with the Atlanta Falcons. Man, if they do that, if he does that, but that was what I read. It was the OC from Bama.
Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Dixon Way, Larry the Dixon Way, man of many different sports, man of many different announcing programs, analyst to the stars. What up, Larry? How you doing, man? All well
Go
with you,
Dogs.
brother?
First of all, go Dogs. Great win by the Razorback over the Razorbacks today in basketball. Let's go.
Okay.
I was about to say, is that a shot or something? They ain't even playing. But you talking about basketball? Yeah, I forgot you watch all of them.
Yeah.
Hang on one sec, Larry. Coming to the stage, my brother from another, literally my blood brother. Hey man, love this dude. Eric Parker.
What's happening? What's happening, everybody?
What's up?
Man,
Cool. We got
I've been waiting to talk to you to hear what you got to say, but Larry came on first, so I want to hear Larry's opinion, and then I want to come to you and see what you got to say about it. So, Larry, the floor is yours, sir. Go right ahead.
Thank you for having me on the platform. Everybody hit that like button for this great content, as always.
Yes, sir.
I feel like, personally, I think Kevin Stefanski is going to value the running game. I think he's going to run Bijan a lot, just like he did but Georgia. Hopefully he don't run him to the ground like Chubb. But he values a run. And I feel like if you're going to make this hire, you kind of should have kept. I'm getting Arthur Smith vibes from him. That's just me. I'm getting Arthur Smith vibes from him. People want to say, hey, the Browns front office handcuffed him. We are hoping for great success for Matt Ryan, but our history of front office has not been pristine. And while I don't want to think of us as being lower than the Browns or on the same level as the Browns do have recent success on making to the playoffs. And we are almost a decade out of not making the playoffs. So
is that the goal, though?
Well, right now,
that's what annoys me.
It literally feels like we are trying to just make the playoffs.
Right. That's why I asked that. I wasn't trying to be smart with you,
No.
But that's what it feels like. Like that's the goal.
Yeah, to get playoff games in the bins. The bins has been open, and Georgia has played in more playoffs. Alabama has played in more playoffs in that building than the Atlanta Falcons. Like that is a problem, guys. That's a problem that Arthur Blank got this beautiful stadium, the best stadium in National Football League, and his football team has never played a playoff game in there, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So, again, I think that the mission is what Raheem said, outrun the South. That's the mission. To win this sorry division. That is the mission. That is the bare minimum mission. And guess what? Kevin Stefanski has 2 coaches of the year.
He won Trapper of the Year 2 times in a row. What they give him?
He has a losing record as a head coach. We got an experienced guy. We did. And we're going to say, okay, we are going to be a better front office. And let's see how we do it. We still got a coach before the GM. So this hire is on Matt.
Who do you guys think the GM is going to be?
It don't matter. The GM is going to be a pencil pusher. It don't matter. He was already when you choose a coach before your GM, he's a numbers guy and a pencil pusher. He is not and a scout guy.
You cutting out, Larry.
You know what?
Unless the GM is still in the playoffs and they talked to him before, well, Matt talked to him before and they already had this, but this doesn't look planned to me. It was at first. It was all looking planned, and this last part doesn't look like it was part of the plan to me.
No, because I feel like they thought they had a chance with Harbaugh.
I don't think it was Harbaugh. I think it was Kubiak, and something happened or something.
No. I think they thought they had a chance with him. They felt good about the interview over the virtually. But
okay, but here's why I say that.
The mayor's family was never going to let him out of New York.
But I'm talking before that. This has been in the works before then. They fired Raheem immediately after their game, and then started announcing that they were in the works with Matt Ryan about something. They've been doing that. This was before Harbaugh even got fired.
I know that.
So I'm saying that they talked to Matt before this. They already went over what their plan was. This don't seem like part of the plan to me.
I think they talked to Matt. I think Matt had candidates that he wanted to get. I think Matt definitely wanted to steer Arthur Blank away from a new coach. He loves new hires. You know what I'm saying? We know that. The history of Arthur Blank has been get a new guy, get a young upstart guy. And I think Matt Ryan said, you know what? I had to deal with those guys. Let's get an experienced guy. And I think John Harbaugh was who once he got fired, I think they wanted Kevin first. But once John Harbaugh got fired, they tried to pivot, but Harbaugh really never considered us because that's why he put all those demands out. You know what I'm saying? We already
you think Stefanski was the original plan?
I think Stefanski was the original plan.
Oh, okay.
Because they interviewed him. He's one of the first to get interviewed. It's kind of like Raheem. He's one of the first to get interviewed. And remember, everybody was like, what? With Raheem? And then he was the first to get face-to-face interview. And then it was Bill. But then they circled back and said, no, we want Raheem. That's how it went, guys. I think a lot of people got the order wrong. It's like the second interview was with Raheem Morris first. Then they had other ones. We never got a second interview. Remember, Jim Harbaugh was supposed to come here, but he canceled, went to San Diego, and got his contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what they did, they pulled up and pulled what San Diego did to them last year or 2 years ago. They did it to the Titans and said, we want him. But they never got a second interview with Mike Vrabel. They got one with Belichick and with Raheem and someone else. But I think it was a Seattle coach that they got a face-to-face with. But I think it was those three had face-to-face. Yeah, guys, I'm not excited about it, but again, I'm just like what T Will said. I want to support him. I'm gonna be
Yes,
there.
definitely.
Yeah, Shonda,
Definitely. This
she might.
was definitely not my choice, and everybody that knows me knows that this was definitely not my choice. I didn't want Stefanski, but I will say this: I remember in 2015 when we had petitions and everybody hated Kyle Shanahan. Nobody, no, they wanted him gone. Fire Kyle Shanahan. It was petitions floating around everywhere,
You
and
mean
then
Dan Quinn?
no, I mean Kyle Shanahan
Shanahan was already gone when
in
the Super Bowl.
2015.
He already accepted the deal.
In
He had one foot out the door.
2015.
Oh, 15. Oh, my bad. 15. You're right.
In
Yeah.
2015, it was all kind of
Yeah.
petitions floating
Yeah.
around where everybody was telling man, sign this, we got to get him up out of here. Everybody was
Yes.
calling him the exact same thing folks saying about Kevin Stefanski. He was the quarterback killer. And Matt came out then and said he loved his offense. And we was going to do big things with that offense. The offense was going to put up 30 points a game. And we was all like, what? 30 points a game? With Matt tripping. And Matt came out and damn near put up 30 points a game. We went to the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan offense. Then everybody said we should have kept Shanahan instead of Quinn. So,
guys, quick question, not to cut y'all off. I want to shift gears a little bit. The OC, I believe, is going to be Tommy Reyes, who is his current OC. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to call plays. I think in a situation where you don't call plays as an offensive coordinator, you pretty much assist in game planning and putting that together and passing coordination and stuff like that. Do you guys know anything about Tommy Reyes? And if you do, give me your thoughts. And Coach, let's start with you. You've been quiet. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't particularly know anything about him. I will say, the few games I've watched of Cleveland, and I understand they're not 1-to-1. With two totally different rosters, two totally different skill sets of players in every position. But just generally looking at his play calling, if he was the current OC, yeah, I'm just not impressed. Like it's just more, more just, hey, let's just fling it down the field and hope somebody catch it. I mean, there's no nuance to it. There's no pizzazz to it. Like, think about, what you see. I don't know if anybody watched it today, but think about the game you see between Buffalo and the Broncos. Again, I understand two different teams, yada yada yada. What I'm talking about is the design of plays that you see great teams run. And I seen, from what I look at every time I've watched the Cleveland, it was like watching Arthur Smith all over again. Just a bunch just a bunch of dumb plays that don't work, that don't do nothing. It's just, let's fling the ball down the field. Everybody go, like backyard football. Everybody go 40 yards down the field, and somebody catch the ball. That's what I see, but I don't know enough of him, and I haven't watched a whole lot. But the 2 to 3 games I did watch, that's the impression that I got.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, we got Mr. Jack Spade of One Time for the Fan.
So, Jack,
and to quote my brother from another, the chat is live. The chat is lit. It is going down in a major way. Jack, we have hired one Kevin Stefanski. And the fans want to know, what does Jack Spade think? So give it to us, Jack. Give us your thoughts.
What's up, panel? What's up, everybody? Everybody good?
What's up?
What up, fam?
Cooler, man. It's just another day in Falcons universe, man. We just gotta. I'll start off by saying, just gotta hope and pray everything works out well with what Matt Ryan's decision is with him and Arthur Blank and whoever else made the decision to bring in Kevin Stefanski. I mean, the reports were linked since last week that Kevin Stefanski was a top candidate here for Atlanta, and whatever happened in Cleveland, and we just gotta you know kind of look at Cleveland's situation and know that there was a lot of negatives that played into Kevin Stefanski's role as the head coach. One being the general manager, front office in Cleveland. I mean, they've been in shambles for a while, but with this roster, with this team, I think Matt Ryan felt as though he wanted an established head coach. Um, Even with a losing record that Kevin Stefanski has, he still wants an established head coach here in Atlanta to help, move the organization in the right direction. As you can see right now, 41-6, Seattle's putting belt to ass on San Fran.
I wanted Kubiak.
Everybody,
Yep.
the funny thing about the Kubiak situation, and I said it the other day, and I wasn't trolling, man. It's like you can't really wait till Monday with Kubiak because you don't know what the situation is. Like, you
Yeah.
got to move forward with your organization, and teams are making moves. And even some of the guys that you interviewed this week are now linked to other teams too as well. Jeff Halfley, Jesse Minter, like teams are getting ready to announce their head coaches this week too.
I got a
So,
question.
mhm.
Would you give up Albrecht to get Kubiak? What if Kubiak didn't want Jeff with him?
Well, that's the one thing. That's one of the reports I saw that he was supposed to bring Aiden Dirty over here with him too as well. And these are interview questions. These are interview questions that you get when you're in the front office with these people. We don't know the questions that were asked, but for some way somehow the report of Jeff Ulbrich coming out as soon as Kevin Stefanski gets the second interview that he's willing to work with Jeff Ulbrich, and they wanted Jeff Ulbrich here in Atlanta. That could have been fumble. That could have been something that when they talked to Clint Kubiak, he said, "Yeah, I'm bringing my own DC with me. He's bringing somebody who he feels comfortable with, and that's what happens when you get a new head coach. They bring people that they feel comfortable with. That's why this Tommy Rees guy is linked to coming to Atlanta too. He's been with Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. That's why these it's like buddy situation in some way somehow. But at the end of the day, I wasn't trolling the other day. I had a conversation with Eric and some other people. I was just trying to explain that even with Clint Kubiak winning today, he now goes on to another week. So you cannot speak to this guy. And if you're trying to move forward your organization, you got to move forward now, today. Like it's time to get this thing rolling. Like they don't.
We didn't do that when we got Dan Quinn.
Well,
We
didn't
didn't
have
do
Matt
that
Ryan.
when we got Arthur Smith.
We didn't have Matt Ryan in the front office either. But Matt Ryan wants to do things his way. And this is the way Matt Ryan. This is not a Rich McKay thing. This is not a Greg Beatles thing. This is Matt Ryan.
Yes, it is.
This is
It
Matt
is.
Ryan, and he
That's
wants to
the
move
one
this
thing that gives
organization.
me, but that's the one thing that gives me hope with it because I remember him talking about Kyle, and I didn't believe that when he said it about Kyle. That's what I was just saying right before you got on here.
Right, and
You-
I'm all for what Matt Ryan's doing. I mean, most of us here know Matt Ryan's strength and durability, and his focus when he was on the field with the team. I'm sure he's going to bring that same type of passion to the front office. But making a move like this today, once they announce the second interview, when you do business meetings at night, there's a deal in place.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to do something. If it would have been like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that's fine. But when you show up to the facility at 7 o'clock, you getting the deal done. That's dinner and a movie, man. That's doggone. We finna watch this game together. And sure enough,
Chill.
they were that's the Netflix and chill. Sure enough, they were probably sitting there watching the game too as well. And seeing that Seattle's putting belt to ass, they got to move forward with the organization. They just got to move forward the organization. That's a Matt Ryan move. My concern now is, we're not really concerned. My thing is the head coach is here. The GM is between two people, Josh Williams and Ian Cunningham. That's the two people that they're probably looking at for the GM. What is Kevin Stefanski going to do? Because one of his downfalls in Cleveland was the quarterback situation. That was his major downfall, that he never got a chance since Baker Mayfield to really get his quarterback. It seems like the quarterbacks that were selected were the GM moves because he wasn't heavy on Shadur Sanders. He wasn't heavy on Deshaun Watson. He wasn't heavy on Dylan Gabriel or any other guy. but now he's here in Atlanta. So it's like, what is the next move? Now you have to start building this roster. For me, I'm a Falcon fan, from day one to the end. My boy Dixon Way, Larry from the Dixon Way, said it the other day. I'm a fan of what's on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to move this thing forward, and I'm ready for the new uniforms. I'm ready for the new head coach. I'm ready for the new front office vision, the whatever they got going on, and I want to see how the tables can turn and we move this organization in the right direction. That's all I can say right now, man.
Okie doke.
And rise up too.
And rise up indeed. Keith says Tommy Reyes was OC at Notre Dame and Alabama. Yeah, but I think he was OC for Cleveland this year for like 1 year. So he does have at least 1 year. But again, an OC under Stefanski is probably game planning because I think he calls the plays. I could be wrong.
You see, with the Tommy Reyes and the Stefanski thing, that's buddy to where if Stefanski brings him in and doesn't like the play calling, he's gonna go and switch that play. He's gonna go call the play that he wants because Raheem didn't do that. Raheem just sat there with the earpiece in his ear and kept looking up at the Halo board. So that's that buddy system to where, hey Tommy, what you got? All right, I don't like the play. You want to go with this play? All right, let's run it. Let's do it. You're going to get a lot of 13 personnel. You're going to get a lot of 3 tight ends on the field. You're going to get a lot of misdirection. You're going to get a lot of counter plays. You're going to get a lot of Bijan. Bijan just put on his Instagram. He's happy about it. So Bijan's ready to go. He knows he's about to get the rock. But
get the rock, bro.
One thing that they had too in Cleveland too, that he had a strong twin running back system. So maybe they want to look into keeping Algier. That could be something that could work out for them. Okay. Whatever the interview questions were asked about quarterback and about draft and about salary cap and about certain players, those are the questions they asked in the interview. And obviously Kevin Stefanski won them over with what they wanted. And sure enough, he's the head coach. I figured it wasn't going to get the Monday with the Kubiak thing. Once I saw this morning that he was getting a second interview today, I said, this is it. They finna ink the deal. They ain't got time. And they did the John Harbaugh move. They blocked the Dolphins and the Texans and the Titans out from getting a face-to-face with Kevin Stefanski. Yeah. They blocked them out. The same thing the Giants did to us. Same thing the Giants did to Tennessee. They blocked John Harbaugh from leaving New York, and they kept him there. Same with Kevin Stefanski. He was supposed to meet with them tomorrow, meet with us on Tuesday. They moved the interview up to today because they knew that this is the guy that they want. And once again, this is not an Eric Parker move. This is not a T. Will move. This is not a Jack Spade move. This is a Matt Ryan move.
Guys, let me ask you this question. Now that Kevin Stefanski is here, right? And he has a good bit of experience with one Kirk Cuzzo. Do we potentially now see maybe the Falcons reworking a deal with Kirk Cousins and keeping him here? And Larry, I'm going to start with you, sir. Give me your thoughts on that.
You read my mind. I was literally thinking that we're going to ask the panel, but more so if anything, first, I don't know if it's legally, if you can do that within the parameters, since it was just finalized for restructuring this deal. I was going to say, I think, thank the Matrix that he restructured his deals in a way that if he stays on the roster, he's going to get 60-something million guaranteed. There's no way. Kirk did that so he can be released from the Falcons. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know if they can change his contract that fast.
Well, maybe.
And secondly, if they can, I would not be surprised because that's his old OC. I wouldn't be surprised because that's his OC. If it's legal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's not legal, I could also see us drafting a quarterback because Kevin might want another quarterback. I don't know how he feels about Michael Penn. So we'll see.
Coach, not to cut you off, Coach, you've got I know you have some NFL ties. is there a parameter where once you've made a move or a modification to a contract, you can't come back and do it? Do you know of that, or
Yeah, nah, I don't know that.
It has you can't
That
redo somebody's contract within the calendar year. I said that yesterday, and y'all told me yes, you can. I just
no?
want to argue with you.
Okay, I didn't say that. I did not say that, brother. We were arguing about something else. I didn't argue with you about that. We were arguing about something altogether different. I did not make that wasn't me, but I mean, okay, that makes sense, Eric. Eric, give me your thoughts, right? Because here's what I want to know, and this is a buying or selling question. Now that we've got Stefanski in the fold, and I think we can all agree he is an experienced play caller, and in my humble opinion, a better play caller than Zach Robinson. Do you think that this offense will flourish more under him? And Eric, let's go with you. Give me your thoughts on that.
I don't know. I don't know because I don't. Like I said, this wasn't my pick. To me, I didn't want Stefanski because they were saying his offense was predictable. I don't know if it is better than Robinson. They were saying how predictable the offense was, and but like I said before, I'm not a NFL coach or and like Jack said, this is a Matt Ryan thing. Matt Ryan knows football better than I do, so I'm gonna trust the process and say, yeah, it's gonna be better.
Okay. Okay.
I can jump into this too, Joe. I mean, we're asking the Kirk Cousins question. I just want to throw it out there. I'm not going at anything regarding Michael Penix, but Kevin Stefanski's downfall in Cleveland was he didn't have a quarterback.
Right.
He's not going to come here to Atlanta to sell hopes and dreams and not have a quarterback.
Yeah.
If Matt Ryan's decision is we got to get a quarterback because nobody knows the timetable for Michael Penix. Haven't heard one report saying he's ready for week 1.
Right. That's
Not
correct.
one. I know that multiple reports have stated that his timetable is 9 to 11 months. So that was back at the end of November, which brings you close to September or so. And then you have to get into the motion of playing quarterback again. You just don't, he's 100%. The injury's over. Put him back out there. It doesn't work like that. Now, they do have advanced technologies to move the process a little bit faster. Maybe we hear by the end of training camp that he's scheduled to come back week 5. Look at Brock Purdy with the turf toe. They thought he was going to be back a little bit sooner. Took a couple more games off. Look at Joe Burrow. Had to take an extensive time of injury. This is not his first injury. These are multiple injuries he's dealt with. But respectfully on Kurt's situation, 2018, 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 2019, 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. 2020, 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. That's with Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski with Kirk.
Yep.
I'm just putting it out there that if we're going around looking at Jacoby Brissett and looking at Mac Jones and trading this guy and throwing names around, Kirk is still a Falcon right now. His locker still says Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Until March 13th, his locker says Kirk Cousins.
Right.
And if Kevin Stefanski comes in here and says, you know what? I can work with Kirk. That's a Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski move. That's not a Jack Spade move. But I know that buddy, remember we talked about that buddy system?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Stefanski has a buddy sitting right there in that locker room that he knows.
They could have brought Stefanski over here because Penix fits this system.
He just brought him over here. Maybe the questions in the interviews, whatever they asked him in the interview. That's the one thing we got to find out. I'm sure the press conference this week, and we don't want to fast forward our thoughts to, October, and it's already January. Let's wait for this press conference to come out, and let's wait to see what Kevin Stefanski thinks about Pitts and London and Bijan, because whatever they said in the first interview, it wowed them enough to bring him back. It wowed them enough to put this man in a quarter zip in the middle of January and send him to Flowery Branch to sign a deal. But then again, there are people around that room who probably has influence with Matt Ryan, such as a Greg Beatles, such as a Josh Blank too as well. You saw the picture that was taken today. It wasn't just Matt and Kevin Stefanski. So if Arthur Blank said, you know what, Matt, I think Stefanski would be good for us. Matt ain't finna argue with the boss. He can say what he wants to say about it, but he ain't finna argue with the boss. And if Arthur Blank says Kevin Stefanski would be a good fit, Matt and Stefanski are Philly guys. They're from that area right there. Ian Cunningham is from that area too as well. They all went to Boston College, that whole up north region. If they decide that, hey, this is our guy, then guess what? That's their guy. But my next thing now is how to build this roster. And Kevin Stefanski and Matt Ryan have to take control of that now. How to build this roster.
Without a GM?
Well, the GM is coming. GM is coming in a matter of days. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised with San Francisco getting that belt to ass right now. You get an announcement that Josh Williams is coming over here. Don't let the Bears win tomorrow, because they're not gonna. I don't think Matt wants to wait. That's the one thing I can just guess and assume. To see the Kevin Stefanski move, I don't think he wants to wait. The Clint Kubiak thing was a fan move. Yes, it was the top pick for the fans. I didn't see one report linked to Clint Kubiak. Everything that I saw was linking to Kevin Stefanski. From the moment he was interviewed, from different outlets saying Kevin Stefanski would be the next Falcons head coach. Now I'm looking at it right now. He's the next Falcon head coach. There's rumors and reports that Ian Cunningham and Josh Williams are the two top candidates. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Williams says, you know what? They got their president of football operations. They got their head coach. Now they need a GM. And here comes Josh Williams. But I'm all for whatever Matt Ryan wants to do. I'm team Matt Ryan in this one. I know I'm gonna be at the Benz week 1. I know that.
Coach, let me ask you this question. From a GM, are you an Ian Cunningham guy or are you a Josh Williams guy? Ian Cunningham is more so I'm gonna make. Well, so Ian was raised under Ozzie Newsome. He's also spent time in Philadelphia. So he was groomed as a GM correctly. He does have a background in scouting. So all of the traits are there. All of the qualifications are there that you look for. But Josh Williams has 15 years of scouting experience.
Respectfully, T. Will, most GMs have some type of polish in scouting.
Respectfully, I'm asking Coach a question. So can I finish that? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
T. Will.
Coach, let me ask you this. What do you Jack thought he was on one time for the fan. He had a moment. I'm kidding, Jack. I'm kidding, Jack. Okay, Jack. So let me ask you this question, Jack, and then Coach, I'll get to you. Jack, let me ask you this question. Do all GMs have 15 years of scouting experience, sir?
Not 15 years of it, but they do start somewhere in that scouting department or some type of assistant director type of work.
Right. So it's obvious that Ian is more polished. But Jack, what I'm looking at is look at that 49ers roster. I mean, they got racks on racks on racks on racks on racks. They half their roster is depleted, and they are still, although they took belt to ass, they went a lot further than most people thought that they were going to go, right? So, Jack, let me ask you, and then Coach, I'm going to get back to you. Who would you rather have, Jack? Would you rather have Ian Cunningham, who, again, is a more polished product, or would you rather have Josh Williams?
To tell the honest truth, man, I'm 50-50. I think both has done a really good job in their environments that they both were put in. I think Ian Cunningham really did a good job with the Bears, and I think he was with the Eagles before. And Josh Williams, too, as well, working with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan over there in that area. I mean, both of their rosters are stacked right now. They're both playoff teams. Kyle Shanahan has been in the playoffs for quite some time now. And, of course, that roster building has had some success over there. Haven't won the big game. They did get belt to ass a couple minutes ago. But even for the Chicago Bears, they turned that team around with Ian Cunningham in the building, too, as well. And, of course, with the Eagles defense and the Eagles roster when Ian was over there, They had a good stint over there too as well. I'm 50-50 on the line. I just don't want them to go bring in somebody else that nobody's even talking about. I think we'll be good with Ian. I think we'll be good with Josh. I'm my lean. Who would I lean toward? I
Yes,
would
that's what we
be.
want to know.
It would be more Ian.
Okay. And is that because he's a more polished product, or you just, or because he was? Yeah, just give me your
I
thoughts
really
as to
like.
why.
I mean, I really just. I just like what the Bears have done this year. Like
Okay.
I really do, man. That whole they're really putting the city behind them, and they're showing the NFL, what a turnaround can look like.
Hmm.
And anybody in that building, anybody in that front office, anybody in that coaching staff, deserves some really good credit. Um, and even for Caleb Williams, man. I remember when people used to down Caleb Williams, even back at USC, they used to talk about him. But I like to see what the Bears are doing this year. And my boy Grady Jarrett, man. I mean, that's I'm proud of Grady at
Shout out
this.
to Grady. Shout out
Yeah.
to Grady indeed.
Hey,
Okay, that's fair.
let's
That's
just
fair.
hope that we get the right guy.
No, agree 100%. Coach, your thoughts on Ian or Josh Williams, and you got to make a choice, Coach. None of this 50-50 Jack stuff, even though Jack finally did make a choice.
Oh, come on, T. Will.
I gotta give you a hard time, Jack. Coach, give me your thoughts.
So for me, I'm one of those. I'm really hard to get on your side. I'm never one that is the flash in the pan. So that really doesn't impress me because anybody can have a great season one time. I like the longevity. I like the person who's been doing it consistently for a long time. And yeah, the Bears got a roster this year, but what was the previous years looking like?
Right.
What who has outside of, I would say, Philly, who has generally had a stout team year after year after year after year. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily, sometimes they didn't go to
San
the
Fran.
playoffs, but they have consistently had a banging team overall. And so, yeah, I would take that guy. He wasn't my choice. I did like I think he from Detroit. The assistant GM Agnew is who I wanted. Which, I mean, I don't even know if they interviewed him. I don't think so. But I'll be okay with the 49ers GM because again he has years in doing it. So
Yeah. Okay. Larry, same question, sir. Are you going young Jedi or are you going old Jedi Master? Give me your thoughts.
I'm going Josh with San Francisco. Kind of like the reasons what Coach said.
Okay.
Also, since I got family in Chicago, he's always talking about the Bears. The Bears transition happened because of Ben Johnson and his influence on what he wanted. They didn't know what they were doing prior to Ben Johnson coming there.
Okay.
They was fumbling Caleb. They had the talent. They didn't know how to execute it.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer that a horrible coach can ruin great talent.
You saw that
horrible
this year.
coach.
Oh yeah, I agree.
A horrible coach can ruin great talent.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I feel like they did do some things, but I felt like the guidance. They already had a defense. Okay, that was drafted before. Right. They've been stacking up draft picks. I will give Brian Poles credit for that. Ian Cunningham credit for that, for building up their defense. But the offensive brain power is because of their head coach and Ben Johnson shopping for his own groceries and them fulfilling those groceries and him putting it to use what he wanted. Loveland, that's what he wanted because he wanted to run two tight end sets. obviously, if we want to run 3 tight end sets, we need to get a tight end that can block and pass catch. It does bode well for Kyle Pitts, actually, since he wants to run a lot of 13 personnel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, me personally, San Francisco has just consistently drafted well, put together good rosters. Even when they get to spending, they maneuver around well enough to fit within the salary cap, have a good team, and have all those injuries, but still play well. You have to give Cal Shanahan some credit, but also the depth on that team was much better than people thought. Conversely, our depth was horrible. That's how our special team sucked. That's a clear sign that your depth is horrible when you have horrible special teams. But yeah, I would take Josh to San Francisco.
Okay.
The one thing too is
blood brother from another. I'm sorry, Jack. What were you about to say?
Yeah, just to tap into as well. I mean, I have no issue with Josh. I'm looking at his profile too as well. I think he's done phenomenal work in San Francisco. Would not be upset at all if they go with Josh Williams. The one thing I can look at for the general manager role, Ian Cunningham was the assistant general manager, and Josh Williams was just in the program to become a general manager. So it looked like Ian has a little bit more ties of a general manager responsibility versus Josh, having that Terry Fontenot role of being with remember, he was with the Saints in the scouting department too as well. And if they're looking for an established, like how they went for an established head coach, I mean, I love what the 49ers have done too as well. That title that Ian has of working side by side with the general manager kind of gives him that advantage. Then I think Kerry's the one that said Ian is good friends with Ryan Poles, who's with the Falcons, and
Ryan Poles was his quarterback. I mean, it's offensive lineman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and something about they all went to the wedding together. Him, Matt Ryan, like they all been to Ryan's wedding. I think they were groomsmen in the wedding or something. So there's some buddy going on too as well. But I'm not.
Get the buddy sounded.
It's the buddy stuff is always gonna happen when Arthur Blank's in the building. But there's no, even when they took the picture today, I was like, oh, look at that buddy system. But I'm not upset at either one of the candidates that will be selected. Just don't go get somebody that we don't want. I think the two names that's been brought to the table, fans are starting to get more acclimated on, and now it's time to just ink the deal. But Josh Williams he would be first up, knowing that the 49ers just got belt to ass. You got to wait on Ian Cunningham now.
Yeah. That's a good point. And Jack, I really agree with you. I really agree with you when you say that Matt Ryan probably took a look at this and said, this is another week. And what was going to happen is Kevin Stefanski had second interviews with other teams. Somebody was going to take him. So what was going to happen is now, let's say the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl. If you got 4 teams that are still available and Stefanski and a bunch of also-rans, you really don't have any leverage.
You don't. And you got to wait till February 9th, February 10th?
Yes.
They're not. Yes. Matt Ryan's trying to move now.
Yes. Without a doubt. So I really agree with you there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another superstar joining us. That is, I don't know if she's 21 Carrie today. I don't know if
we are so back Carrie.
I don't know if she's we are so back Carrie today or just Miss Carrie baby. But either way, we love her and we're glad to have her. Carrie, I'm gonna get to you in just a sec. Brother Eric, you've been waiting so patiently. Let me ask you this. Eric, who's your choice for GM? Is it Ian Cunningham or is it Josh Williams? Give us your thoughts.
I'm gonna pick Carrie.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nah, Ian. I wanted Ian in the first place. Yeah, I wanted Ian paired with Kubiak though, but I mean, like I said, I'm roll with Matt with whatever Matt's doing. If Matt goes a different way with the GM, I'll roll with that too. But just for the sake of the question, Ian would be my choice.
Okay. And by the way, Dixon Way, I'm digging the sweatshirt, man. That's dope. I'm digging that. I love it. Miss Carrie, baby, how are you? How you doing? I know that we talked briefly about Kevin Stefanski. Give us your thoughts on the hire, where we're going, what it means. Just give us your overall thoughts, Miss Carrie.
Hi, everyone.
All right.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, T. Will. I mean,
Good evening, Carrie.
I'm fashionably late, so I don't know what the mood is of the panel. I don't know if we're down in the dumps. I don't know if we're in the acceptance stage. I don't know if we're happy. So this is me blindly saying how I feel. But me personally, I'm happy. And maybe I'm in the minority in that, but you guys know I wanted an experienced head coach, and I also wanted an offensive-minded head coach. I think that's so desperately what this Falcons team needs. And I also really wanted to keep Ulbrich, and it sounds like Jeff Ulbrich will be staying. So for me, I feel like as diehard fans, we got to support our team no matter what. The head coach hires out of our hands. And, we got to accept it, hope for the best. Matt Ryan's in charge. I'm trusting his decision. And I think he would be a great fit, but I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority. I think a good O line, a great running back, all pro running back like what he had in Nick Chubb. I mean, pass action, play action with heavy scheme. Like I feel like it's gonna be great. Honestly, for me, at least for me personally, I think it's gonna be good for us. I think his scheme. A lot of people wanted Kubiak, but I think their schemes are very similar if you look at it. And except you're getting an experienced head coach who came from a terrible organization. So, yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, cool. Give us your choice for GM. Is it Ian Cunningham or Josh Williams?
I mean, I'm not going to switch up. My original choice was Ian Cunningham because I thought the connection with Ryan Poles and Matt Ryan, I thought he'd be the favorite. But now Josh Williams, has kind of come out as the new favorite in the last 2 days. So, um, I don't know as much about Josh Williams. I know he's with the 49ers. And I know he has a lot of experience in scouting, but outside of that, I don't know a lot about as much about him as I do Ian Cunningham. So I'll just still stick to Ian Cunningham, honestly.
Okay. Mr. Jack Spade. Sir, everyone who knows you are an elite gamer. An elite gamer. Okay. You do play Madden. So as everybody on here plays Madden, I think I'm the least. I'm probably the worst Madden player on here. Shut up, Eric. And because Eric's about to say I beat him all the time. So whatever, Eric. Nobody cares that the record against me is.
I don't even play video games and I beat you.
But I'm trying to see, is that Larry? I'm trying to see who is that right there, Larry?
That's Larry.
That's Larry.
Oh,
That's
hey, Larry. How you doing?
That's Larry. So, Jack, let me ask you this.
I'm about to beat the offer. He accept this invite. Keep running.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't played Madden in 10 years, so I'm probably.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you probably still beat me. Jack, let me ask you this. Obviously, you're aware of run concepts. We love outside zone, outside stretch. Do you think with the addition of Stefanski that we open up our concepts to inside stretch zone, duo, other concepts that would benefit us instead of just because we haven't really shown an ability to consistently run it up the middle or run anything, in my humble opinion, outside of outside stretch zone. So give me your thoughts on that. Do you think that Kevin Stefanski will diversify our run game?
I'm going to say yes for right now until I, see all the personnel that they're going to be bringing in the building. I used to say rest in peace to the fullback in Atlanta since Keith Smith is gone, but in Kevin Stefanski, Clint Kubiak's type of style offense, you might have to go bring back that fullback too. That counter cutback's going to be crazy with Bijan. I mean, I heard it from Ryan Nuzile at the end of the season. Like Bijan made a lot of the offensive line job easier when they couldn't get to the second level and they turned back around and Bijan's already on the third level.
Yeah.
So you got a running back like Bijan. It does open up, different avenues for your play calling. Even the Miles Garrett interview with Slater, the backup quarterback from the Vikings, he
Yeah.
mentioned the same thing because he was on the staff with Clint and Kevin Stefanski, and he mentioned that Kevin's play calling and Kevin's offensive mind is just like Clint's, and there's going to be a lot of run, not just too much of the play action to beat you on third down, but a lot of three-step drop backs, a lot of just quick passes, getting it out. The only problem is in Cleveland, people might look at it and say, well, he didn't do it in Cleveland. Well, he didn't have a quarterback. So it's like, he couldn't really operate with some of those guys that he was working with. And I think here in Atlanta, he has a couple years to, get this thing going in different directions. But that three tight end set it's gonna be working a lot. Heavy on the run game too as well, having those twin tower running backs that he's had in the past. You got Algier still right there if you want to bring him back. You got Bijan who's going to take up much of your workload. That's going to help you out. It's going to make your play calling a little bit better when you got Bijan. I mean, he even made Zach Robinson decent some games because Bijan was doing shit as Zach Robinson was calling, and it looked like it would fail, but there goes Bijan Robinson. You turn a 2-yard loss into an 8-yard gain. So I do think there's going to be a lot of new concepts. But one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to take away what was working. Like you whatever was working in the past, I'm sure he's going to be talking to the players and trying to find out, hey, what was working, what was moving the chains for you guys. Let's add to that, and let's open up this playbook more, not go into like a Cliff Kingsbury, five wide West Coast style offense, but doing things that fit the dynamic of what the quarterback can do. The Slater kid, whatever the guy's name is, the backup quarterback did mention there's a lot of plays under center. He mentioned that in the interview with Miles Garrett, where
Thank you for bringing that up.
we saw it
Thank
this
you
year.
for
Like
bringing that
whatever
up.
Zach Robinson couldn't get done under center, Kevin Stefanski is the guy that's going to put his quarterback under center. And there's going to be a lot of situation where your back is turned to the blind side, and you have to get the ball out 2-3 step drops. Maybe he opens up the playbook more to playing more of the shotgun and not playing more pistol. I don't think he's a big pistol guy, but you definitely want to lean on the perks and the pros of what your quarterback can do. And that's just my next question of what direction they go with the quarterback. And that's going to be a big step as to how Stefanski can run his offense.
So let's talk about, well, we'll get to that. But guys, before we get to that, I got a checklist and I got a question for you guys in regards to Stefanski's first year success and what it looks like for you. So I made a checklist of everything I thought that Stefanski needed to do in the first year to be successful. And it goes like this: the offensive identity is clear by week 4. The quarterback is protected schematically. The run game has purpose, not just volume. Third down efficiency improved. I think we were 30th in the league in third down efficiency. That has to improve. The team looks prepared weekly. There were at least 2 games last year where, out of Bijan's own mouth, we were not prepared. Okay. Losses are competitive, and explainable, not the 30-0 beatdown that we got from the Panthers. And last but not least, young players improve as the season goes on. So we had great rookie play from all of our rookies last year. The expectation is they get even better into year 2. And by year 3, they're definite superstars. So again, just to say, the offensive identity is clear by week 4. The quarterback is protected schematically. The run game has purpose, not just volume. Third down efficiency improves. The team looks prepared weekly. Losses are competitive and explainable. Young players improve as the season goes on. That is, I believe, 7 on the checklist. And Eric, let's start with you. Realistically, you might not get all of these, but how many of these on the checklist do we do we have to hit in order for it to be successful?
Should I pull up Chat GPT?
No, you shouldn't. You should just answer the damn question is what you should. Again, because I'm not going to repeat myself. So out of the 7, how many do we need to be successful?
My success or what they're looking at.
Whatever you want to call it.
My success, I want to win the Super Bowl. I don't have the same checklist as you.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Jack, your thoughts out of the options. I'm not gonna play this game with you. Out of the options, the 7 options presented, how many do we need to hit in order to be successful?
You gotta hit all of them.
Okay.
Or you gotta go. You gotta go at least what you said, 7 of them. You gotta go 6 out of 7. Even if you miss one, at least the other 6 might work for you. But even when he goes back to checking film, I see some people on social media saying, hey, when you go back and check film on Stefanski, like it's totally different personnel. Like whatever Clint Kubiak had in New Orleans and what Clint Kubiak had in Seattle, totally different.
Yeah.
And we can see that the roster that the Falcons have is a much more established roster than what the Browns have. There might be 1 or 2 players that we might say, oh, this guy was better than this guy. All right, cool. But Kevin Stefanski has to get over here and look at this roster. He has to bring in an OC that can, keep the chains moving. And like you said, the biggest thing that I think we had last year that was our downfall, outside of the switching, the situation with the quarterback, the third down efficiency was horrible.
Yes,
it was horrible to a point where we saw times where Bijan was cooking first, second down, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Tyler comes in, and then it's like we're 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And it's like some things is like you just got to keep what's moving the chains. Now there were some games that we were close, and some games that we were definitely blown out. But every year is different. The circumstances that these coaches are put under is different. And even for Andy Reid, for Sean McVay, for Kyle Shanahan, they've all been through the negatives and they've all been through the positives. And that's the same thing Kevin Stefanski has to go through now. He's not in Cleveland no more. He doesn't have that ownership no more. He didn't have a Bijan. He didn't have a Drake London. He didn't have certain players, Xavier Watson, James Pierce. There's going to be situations where your defense wins the game. There's going to be situations where Kevin Stefanski is going to have to, man up and do some things that Raheem couldn't do. But at the end of the day, you at least got to hit on 6 of the 7. But that third down, the biggest thing I think is that third down efficiency being 30th in the league was embarrassing.
Yes, it was.
And I could not. I used to sit there and pray and say, "Oh God, it's 3rd down. What are we about to do now?"
Yeah.
And sure enough, here comes the punter. Eric, I was telling you when I was doing those pride picks, like I would take the punter. I'll take Bradley Pinion on 4 or more punts because I knew that they was getting ready to punt that ball about 4 more times. Sure enough, you saw it with some of these teams that's in the playoffs. They don't even want to go for it on 4th down. They don't even want to kick the field goal on 4th down no more. They'll go for it on 4th and 1 and 4th and 2. They'll line up in certain sets that teams couldn't stop them on 3rd and 1. Even the tush push has worked multiple times in certain areas to where Seattle ran the tush push a bunch today. The Bills have been running the tush push. And it's like you just got to put your best foot forward and know that if you want to be a good team in this NFL, you not only have to execute on 1st and 2nd down, but every team gets into a 3rd down situation. And you're going to have to find a way to man up and say, we're getting this 1st down. And that's what I'm hoping Kevin Stefanski can really change when he comes to Atlanta.
Okay. Coach, out of the 7, give me how many you feel we need to hit to be successful first season.
So I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm with a little caveat to it. So real quick, for those who don't know me, I have about 20 years in defense on the defensive side of the ball coaching. So I tend to look at football only with the eye for the defense.
Okay.
So with your 7, I would say I don't think even if he hit all 7 that he will be successful for a few reasons.
Okay.
this team is actually like everybody's saying that he didn't have a quarterback in Cleveland. Well, he don't have a quarterback here in Atlanta.
Okay.
I highly doubt Kirk Cousins will be on this team. It's just too much money, and the Falcons don't have any. So he's either A, coming into a situation where Kurt is leaving, and we don't have a quarterback, or he's coming into a situation where Kurt stays and we don't have no money. Then Algier, I'm sorry, people, but I think Atlanta will be a fool to keep him. I don't even think if Atlanta wanted to, they could. If I was Algier, I'm out of here.
Okay.
So there's a few things that I think is just a little bit out of his hands for at least year one. And then I would add to that a eighth one. I'm sorry, people going to extremely disagree with me, but I can't unsee it anymore. I thank you for your service. You brought us out of obscurity, but I'm honestly letting Jeff go. Like if I was the coach, I'm letting Jeff go.
You're letting Jeff Ulbrich go?
I'm letting Jeff Ulbrich go. Did he do better? Yes, but I mean that's like saying this garbage tastes better than that garbage. Still garbage. It was a lot of things last year that were just inexcusable and unexplainable. You can't have a liability like Hughes on the field the whole time, seeing teams go at him the entire game, and you continuously keep him on the field. Like that doesn't make sense. That's just the dumbest thing to do. And you do it more than once.
Let me ask you a question. Not to cut you off, let me answer this question. My mama always told me that, son, if you're going to complain about a problem, you better have a solution. So, in honor of my mama, miss you, mama.
Yep.
Who'd you replace him with?
People ask me that all the time, right? So it's one of those where I'm putting Kobe out there, and then first thing people gonna say is, well, Kobe. Kobe's getting. Go ahead.
Cornerback. I'm saying, what defensive coordinator?
Oh yeah. I honestly I don't know. Get whoever. Yeah, but I'm not keeping just because.
Let him cook.
Hold on. I'm not trying to be funny, but coach, if you're gonna make a statement like we gotta get rid of the guy who just provided us with the most sacks ever, I get we were 20th in total defense, but we were marginally better than last year. Okay, you're gonna have to give us something. You can't just be like, well, he gotta go. Do you have a solution? No, we can't do that. So, coach, I'm gonna ask you to dig into your bag, brother. And give me your thoughts. And maybe I'll come back to you. Maybe you need to work on it, but I'm gonna need you to give me something. You can't just be like, oh, fire the defensive coordinator. Who you got? No, you're gonna have to do better than that, bro. You have to do better. I'm gonna let you think about it, right? Because, like you say, you're a defensive coordinator. You're a defensive coach. I know you have your favorites in this league, but I really want you to think about it because, if he did do that, I would hope that this Falcons team would take a step forward. And look, you're not going to get 58 sacks every year, but not only are you top 5 in sacks, hopefully you can stop the run and do other things. But I'm gonna need you to give me a suggestion. But we'll come back to you, coach. So hold on to that, and just toward the end of the show, I'm gonna ask you because you got to give me something, Larry. Out of the 7 metrics that I just laid before you, how many do you need, or how many do you gotta have for this to be a successful season?
I need all of them, but you forgot some.
Okay, give me what I forgot.
You forgot special teams got to be worth dang on.
Oh, without a doubt, we need a new special teams coach.
Special teams lost at least 3 games for us.
Yes, they did.
Also, play calling got to be married to each other. So this play needs to be married to this play, needs to be married to this play in the third and fourth quarter.
That makes sense.
It got to make sense. We're
that
not
makes
just calling plays just to call plays. You know what
So,
I'm saying?
Larry, can you give us an example of that, maybe, for those out there
So,
who may not know what you're talking
uh,
about?
so basically, if I'm running 13 personnel, that's 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver,
Right?
uh, or 1 running back. If I go and we still gonna do zone blocking, right? So we run it to the right because that's where Caleb's gonna be back
Right.
if he's healthy.
Right.
Hopefully,
Hopefully. Right. Right.
uh,
Agreed. Agreed.
we run it right, and we run some naked bootlegs left. It's a simple football, but don't go and be a running team and then spread us out in 4 and 5 wide or stick us in the pistol with my running backs 7 to 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage trying to get 1 yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if I bring in Tyler Algier, try to run the stretch outside with Tyler Algier.
Yeah.
You need 1 yard out of the pistol.
Yeah.
Again. Also, Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff coach, since we're going to be a heavily predominant like play action team now, you know what I'm saying, under center, can they teach Michael Penix that? Because we seen the clips of him doing it, but the way Zach Robinson was using him was like he was incapable of doing it.
Yeah.
And we've seen him do it before in college. So
we did. Yeah.
Like those are more things. Like everything you said is cool, but if we are going to have him maturate Michael Penix going forward, he has to be able to teach him how to do it. So those things, teaching up, you know what I'm saying? Everything offensive. What else? There was another point that was supposed to be added. Oh yeah. Timeouts, situational football when you need to use a timeout, challenges, all that. You forgot that also.
I just assumed that would be better. Because you
can't assume anything. You got to list those things out, man.
You're right. You're right. You're right. That's what I get for assuming. You're right.
Everything that we wanted with this Falcon team, we didn't get with Mr. Gumchewer. We need to have assurances that we can, at the bare minimum, get those type of things from Kevin. But the most important thing for me, everything you said, but most important thing for me is development of whatever quarterback we have and special teams, because also the play calling and stuff like that. But those 3 things for me, on top of everything that you mentioned, are things that we need Coach Kevin to do. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it done, man. And we'll just say, hey, man, another man's garbage is another man's treasure. And hopefully that, Kevin, and we do great things here. I'm wishing the best for it.
Okay, good deal. Miss Carey, thank you for patiently waiting. Your thoughts, the 7 objectives that I laid out. How many do we have to get hit for us to be successful? If you have any more to add on, just let us know. Just give us your thoughts.
I feel like it's hard not to say all of them, right? But that's a high expectation. But I feel like everybody made some great points. To piggyback though off of what Larry was saying is that I'm just hoping, for a situation where, how he said one man's trash, another man's treasure. I'm hoping like it's a situation where like Bill Belichick, when he coached in Cleveland, when he was a coach over there in Cleveland Browns and they had a losing record and he didn't look like a good coach over there. And then he went on to win Super Bowls with the Patriots.
Right.
Yes, he had Tom Brady, but hey, maybe it's going to be the same ending, and that would be great for us. So I just wanted to add that in there. I don't know if that was already said, the comparison
Yeah.
with Bill Belichick, but um, and yeah, I'm also, I don't know if this was one of the seven, so I'm sorry if it wasn't, but I do want to also add that I'm also really excited to have a coach that's more so like a no BS kind of coach. Like he's not there to be your friend, he's there to be your coach. And I feel like that's something different than what we just had with Raheem Morris. He was more so there to be your friend and your buddy. You know, he's friends with all the players. He get blown out 30-0, and then he's hugging on the Panthers players. So, you know, he's known to be a cool guy, friendly guy around the league. Everybody likes him. But I'm excited to have something different. So, no nonsense guy. So, just wanted to add that as well.
Didn't Matt make a comment about that, talking about when you lose, when you're already out of the Super Bowl, you're out of playoff contention, and you're celebrating a win like you won the Super Bowl? Did he say that? Did you guys hear that?
I think so I don't know the exact verbiage, but he was saying something along those lines, and I instantly thought about Raheem Moore. Oh, he said something along the lines of needing a coach to lead the team that is very even keel, like emotionally stable.
Right.
And I immediately thought of Raheem Morris, how he was like, yeah, and like yelling at the camera, you know, where he got all close to the camera
You
on
like that?
football. Yeah, that to me that was embarrassing because you showed so much emotion after that Thursday night football win against Tampa Bay Buccaneers in December, that game that I was at. And it's like, dude, this game did not even matter. Like we're out of the playoffs, you know, two seasons in a row with a 5-game lose streak, right in the middle of the bread and butter of your season, and you're over here celebrating like this game meant we were making the playoffs. I just felt like that was the most emotion I saw from him post game. Other games, like I said, the blowout game, he's over there hugging the Panthers player. I mean, it's just surprising. So yeah, I think that, I mean, maybe that was in reference to Raheem. I don't know, but
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement. The Falcons have hired their new GM, very handsome guy. You may know Mr. Eric Parker. He just so happens to be my brother. Eric, you're GM of the Falcons.
oh wait, I thought you
Congratulations, by
were
the way.
serious.
Congratulations, by the way.
I wanted to go straight to social media. It was like, they hired the GM already at 12 o'clock at night.
But so, Eric, two things. Number one, I better get tickets inside the club. Okay, I'm your brother, and I don't give a damn who comes to you. I come first. Just saying. Okay, now we got that out the way. Let me ask you, you're GM of the Falcons. It's Saturday. You've just been given the job, and I'm going to ask this to everybody. Give me the first 3 moves that you make as GM of the Falcons, Eric.
That's a good question.
He said, no, Eric, you're the new GM. You can't do that. Give me the first 3 moves, bro.
I mean, you just kind of sprung that out there.
I want to keep you on your toes. Come on.
Does anybody else have their first 3 moves already? Go to somebody else.
I do.
Yeah, coach.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Larry. Give me your first 3 moves as a GM.
All right, first move I do is get my special teams coach.
Okay.
We were abysmal, like I said before. There got to be someone in high school that can do better than that.
Wait, Larry, you're not bringing Marquise Williams back?
Oh,
God, no.
No.
I'm not gonna out anybody,
Larry,
but somebody told me he's coming back next season, and I'm like,
No,
there's
don't
way
do
in
that.
hell
Don't
he's
say
coming
Larry,
out.
I don't
There's
want to
no
put
way
it
in
out
hell.
there, but your special teams coach is now coaching the Shrine Bowl at this.
So that doesn't mean he's coming back.
He's
did
not.
last-
Out here.
He's not coaching without having a team under his title. He is now the Atlanta Falcons special teams coach. Is the head coach of the Shrine Bowl, which he was been the past 2 seasons. So until they get rid of Marquise Williams, he is still your special teams coach.
Yeah.
That's why I said that'll be the first thing I do.
Amen, brother.
Second thing I would do is ask Matt, what can I do? Because I couldn't hire my own coach. So I would ask, like, what is my direction now? I guess I would I would interview everybody on the scouting staff and see if I'm going to keep them.
I like that. I like that.
That'll be the second move I do because we got to get ready for the combine. We got to, and then third thing I would do, I would be nose deep in every film of the entire season. I would watch the entire season from stem to stern, everything. And I would go back and watch every practice that we had. Then I would go back and watch every training camp practice we had because I got to figure out what's going on with this team and how I can move forward. Those are my three things. And if they're not doing it, then why they got the job?
I know one thing Eric would do. It would be a demand that everybody run on the field. Because if you're not running on the field,
I was about to say that too.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't harass the Dixon way when they come out there trying to.
I know him. I know my brother. No, Larry, very good, Larry. Coach, you out there?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Coach, you're my new GM, Coach. Okay, you got a defensive background. You're my new GM. I'm depending on you to take us to the next level, Coach. Give me your first three moves that you're making. Let's go. What are we doing?
Giving JD Bertrand Das Boot. I'm giving Hughes Das Boot. And then I'm finding someone to replace them. That's the very first three things I'm doing. Y'all got to go expeditious. Matter of fact, as soon as my name is on the dotted line, as the condition of me being hired, y'all go ahead and pack their stuff up and get them out of Atlanta before I get down there.
That was also for Larry as well. That was also.
Yeah, I didn't get no applause. No, that wasn't for me. That wasn't for me.
I'm gonna be waiting for my applause too.
That was not for me. That was for Coach.
Coach, I'm sorry.
I just found it, Larry. Come on. I'm not you, Larry. I'm not good with the machine or whatever. I don't have the acumen that you do. Okay. I was looking for it for 5 minutes. I just found it. Go ahead, Carrie.
But I missed it. I want to hear Coach. I missed who he's getting rid of. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said JD Bertrand, Hughes, and then I'm finding their replacement as the third thing.
Okay.
JD Bertrand and Mike Hughes, which I have no issue with anything he said. Amen, brother. Okay, Mr. Jack Spade. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Spade will probably be the first GM to show up in a tuxedo because Jack is just dressed to the nines. Okay, he's gonna bring a new GQ savoir-faire to the office, and he's gonna show up in his shades, probably with the rollie and his diamonds. Jack, I'm sorry, Mr. Spade, sir, you're the new GM of the Falcons. Give me your first three moves, sir. What are you doing?
I'm definitely gonna have my PS5 and a pair of Jordans too as well. You best believe that. During the downtime, we're all playing PS5.
That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I'm gonna go off of what Coach said. I mean, I'm just putting a little bit more flavor on there. It's time to start roster building. That's the first thing. It's time to look at the roster. Time to see who we can bring in, work the salary cap numbers, see how much money we can get up. Try to keep the best players that we can because Jeff Ulbrich did a great job with some of these players that we've had. We got some young guys in the building that I think can still lean off some of the veterans. You got to get somebody to get on the other side of AJ Terrell. People kind of bashed Jesse Bates this year when, Xavier Watts learned a lot from Jesse Bates. And, that roster building is number one. Of course, the salary cap out there on there too as well with number one. Of course, you got to get your coordinators in the office. You got to get the right people. I'm hearing already ties that Bill Callahan possibly could be coming with him. Bill Callahan is a experienced offensive line coach, probably one of the best in the game. You can get a guy like, an offensive-minded coach that can help move the offensive chains the right way. And, I think you got to put a winning product on the field, man. But just like Andy Reid to Pat Mahomes and Sean McVay to Matt Stafford and a lot of these coaches to quarterbacks, you gotta go find your quarterback, man. You really have to. That's one of the biggest things. Can't move the chains without him. and that's part of the roster building. But otherwise than that, everybody's getting downtime to play the PS5. You best believe everybody's getting on the game. Even Matt Ryan, even Arthur Blank got to get on the game too as well. You got to pick up a controller and get this work in Madden. Somebody got to get this work in Madden.
I like what you did with the PS5. Now, I'm going to speak for my brother because I know him, and this is going to be fun.
No, you're not. Speak for you.
Damn it. Because I got 3 that I know he would do, and it would be
No,
great.
you don't.
Go ahead. What you got?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to thank God for the opportunity and Mr. Arthur Blank and the President Matt Ryan, and then I'm going to bring Carrie in as my
Let's
assistant,
go.
and,
Let's go.
and then I'm banning Jack from the.
Wait, where was the applause?
Buddy,
I'm waiting for the applause for that one, T-Will.
I'm banning Jack so he doesn't aggravate Carrie.
He didn't give applause to Jack Spade either.
Where you go?
You're hired.
He didn't give applause to Jack. He just gave applause to Coach.
He
Nick,
wins.
let me tell you why it says that. Because Jack has been gaslighting Carrie for days.
Yeah.
About everything.
Days.
I'm gonna out him.
I forgot. There's one more.
No,
There's one
he's
more.
the one
I
who's
would
saying
call.
that we're bringing back Marquise Williams. There is no way.
I never said that. I never said that. I said he is still under. He is still under the Falcon terms and conditions right now as a special
So
team
is
player.
everybody else. Doesn't mean they're gonna be there next season. There's
Well,
no way.
Kevin
There's absolutely
Stefanski would make that
You can bring
decision.
him back. I'm sorry. There's
Kevin
no way.
Stefanski would make that decision.
Sure.
One thing I would do though, I forgot there was one more thing. I would call the Washington Wizards and ask them to move Trae Young further away from Atlanta. He's way too close. He's way too close. Way too close to Atlanta.
Larry, don't listen to him. He's a troll.
About him. Right, so
I don't know what's gotten into him, but in the last week, he's turned into a troll.
Did you see what happened today?
He's been at it. You said what?
Did you see what happened today?
I don't think he watched.
Bro, they took belt to ass. I'm depressed watching the Hawks. Let's deal with one depressing thing at a time, Larry. Okay. So let's. I want to talk about the Hawks right now because I'm sick of CJ McCollum and whatever.
Larry would have been down 20 more if he was on the court. Just add.
No, he wouldn't have. Eric? No, he wouldn't have.
So are those your 3 moves, Eric?
I had one more. Now, you want serious moves? I mean, you gotta evaluate your roster.
I have some fun moves. I have some fun moves that Eric would do. Are you guys ready? Because I know my.
So when I go to give the serious moves, then cut me off and get it. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to cut you off. I don't want to forget them.
That's crazy, Eric. I noticed that too.
Well, I mean, wow. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Nah, go ahead. I'm joking. Go ahead.
I just got a question. Who's the oldest? Just for those who don't know. Okay.
I am, but I'm shorter. I'm tremendously shorter. Eric, are you ready? Because these are fun. Eric, you ready? You're gonna love these.
Go ahead.
All right. So number 1, you're gonna get fined if you don't run on that field for every game. You're
saying it wrong though. It's if you walking, you wrong. There's no reason you should be walking on the football field. If you walking, you wrong.
That's number 1. Eric, you ready for number 2?
Yeah.
If you don't stand up and cheer on 3rd down, we're gonna bounce your ass out of there.
Now we have an empty stadium.
Are you ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Whenever you make a good hit as a Falcons defender, you gotta stand over the guy and say, "You gotta walk that out." What do you think about that? I knew you'd love that. I knew you would. All right.
It sounds like we're going to get penalized over and over again.
No, seriously, give me your 3 series.
The 3 serious ones, you gotta rebuild you gotta evaluate your roster first of all, and second, you keep all the players that you can in-house, the Tyler Algiers, the Pitts, and third, start to rebuild from free agency outside. Start looking at free agency.
Okay. All right. Miss Carrie, baby. What you got? You're the GM, Carrie.
I'm the GM.
What are your first three moves, Carrie?
It's hard to follow up after Eric because he's great and his answers were hilarious. But uh, the very first thing I'm gonna do is meet with my head coach. Like, hello, I gotta meet with Kevin Stefanski, right? And I hate to say collaborative effort because it reminds me too much of like the Terry and Raheem era, like, and we're turning the page, but it truly does need to be collaborative, right? And you need to be on the same page as a GM head coach pairing. Um, and you got to build that relationship there, and have similar vision for the team. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do is meet with my head coach and get acquainted with him. Um, Number two is I'm going to go ahead and start building my staff. Okay. I'm sorry, Marquise Williams, you got to go. You're out. I don't know
Bye,
why you're
Marquise.
even entertaining it, but we had one of the worst special teams in the league last year.
Yes,
I'm
we did.
sorry, you got to go.
Yes, we did.
Um, I'm gonna do everything in my power. Personally, I want to keep Ulbrich, which it sounds like they're keeping Ulbrich. Um, I want to keep Jerry Gray. I want to keep Nate Ali. Those are guys that I personally like, and I would like to keep on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, I'm gonna build my team. I gotta make a tough decision. I want to bring my offensive line coach over here, or I want to keep another well-respected offensive line coach in Dwayne Ledford. It's a tough decision he has to make. But yeah, I'm definitely, as my number two thing is I'm going to go ahead and build my coaching staff. And then number three, I'm going to sit down with, whether that be scouts, my head coach, my coordinators, whoever. I'm going to sit down and figure out, okay, who has to go, who has to stay. We got to make tough decisions on players like Kyle Pitts. Um, Leaning more towards he's got to go, but I can entertain him staying. Tyler Algier, he's gone. Mooney, you're gone. Um, yeah, there's tough decisions to be made about this roster. And yeah, I think that's going to be another big part of it as well. So those are my three things I would do.
Okay. All right. That is fair. That is fair. All
Okay, I'm
very
waiting on
good
my
answers.
applause.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me. Well, Larry made such a big deal out of it. I felt bad. So let me do it again. There you go.
I knew you were going to forget.
One more time. Everybody. Yes. 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 America.
See, this is why you don't give him stuff like that. He don't know how to stop
Yeah.
doing the same thing. It was you could have did it one time and just let it go. He would have kept doing it if I didn't say nothing to.
I
He would do
probably
it like
would have. I
he was gonna
probably
do it
would have.
like four more times.
Probably would have.
You've
You're
had
right.
too
He
much
knows.
Mountain Dew today, I can tell.
No, I got OCD, and I probably I've had a few.
Diet
That's why he
Mountain Dew.
loses in Madden all the time. It's because he calls. If you
That
figure
is
out his
not
play,
right.
he's gonna call one play that when it works, he's
I
gonna
call
keep
three
calling
plays.
that play.
I call three
Oh,
plays,
he's
and
in
a
the
lot
Zach.
of them
He's
are
in the Zach Robinson system.
Guys,
He's the one
look
that will
at
spam you with a. If you're playing Street Fighter, he'll spam you with a kick.
I love it. And that's one thing I love about T Will. He's just so, as a person who likes routine and I like, predictability. I love that as a good friend of mine, T Will is so predictable. Like I just know him so well. I have him so figured out.
whatever, guys. Whatever. Whatever.
I
All
always
right.
know his next move.
Whatever. Whatever. Anyway. And that's a good play I had, Eric. Thank you. So
Yeah,
whatever.
until
Whatever.
you figure it out.
Whatever. Whatever. Okay. All right.
Somebody asked in the chat, Tyler gone what? I would love for the panel if you guys didn't already go over it. You guys think there's really a chance or like
No,
take away your
no.
fandom. Okay.
No.
Tyler,
Me either.
even if the Falcons wanted to pay him, Tyler is leaving under his own free.
Yeah.
Tyler's not staying. He would
Right.
be a fool to. He would
Yeah,
be a fool
yeah.
to
I
do so.
He's gone
I
home.
agree with you. Like, I
He's
mean, and
gone.
I think the writing's on the wall. He even said it in the very last game of the season. He did an interview and they asked him, like, hey, is this your last game as a Falcon? Or, what's your future here? And he was like, oh, well, I love being here. I'd like to say, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the last line is what got me. And I'm like, yeah, he's gone. Is that he's like, I want, I'd like to be the starter again. And I kind of was. But then Bijan came and, I love Bijan, but It's like, yeah, the guy wants to start, right? He was that in the rookie year, and then he never got to start it really again.
Yeah.
It's a
You
Michael
can't.
Turner and LT situation, in my opinion. And he's
Uh
Michael.
huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, when do
Someone's
you
going to get a
ever?
great running back.
Yeah, they
Right, I agree. And like, when do you ever pay two running backs? That's such a luxury, and especially with this
Yeah.
Falcons roster, we don't have the luxury to pay two running backs.
we
No,
don't.
we don't.
Um, and not just that, but I mean, I've heard that this um class of in the draft is good, pretty deep for running back. So you get a backup running back in the draft, and unfortunately, that's it. It is what it is. I love Tyler, but yeah, like, I'd be very shocked if he came back.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, next question. Our offensive line is one of the oldest in the league. Is it time to start looking at Jake? Is it time to start? I know that Bergeron and somebody else on the offensive your deal expires next year. Should we consider redoing the offensive line? Should we resign? I don't know when his deal expires, but just give me your thoughts on the offensive line. And Jack Spade, let's start with you, sir.
Um, Definitely gotta get some better depth on that offensive line. Players went down, and some of the players who had to step up,
Oh yeah,
I think fans were not too happy about.
we saw that. Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
but you got to like your third string.
Yeah,
Whose third string is really that deep?
Right. Most NFL teams don't really try to get to their third string, knowing
Yeah,
that they
I
hope that
think
their
we were
starting
pretty
line.
good on first and second string. I think the problem was the second string got hurt.
Yeah, there's injuries that plagued us. I mean, you still have the best guard in the league with Chris Lindstrom, at least top five with Chris Lindstrom. Even Caleb McGarry. I mean, before his injury, he was putting on a show. I mean, people was looking at Caleb McGarry as they thought he was falling off in a couple years ago, but I think the last year or so, Caleb McGarry actually did a pretty decent job. Bergeron's had some tough times too as well this year. Jake Matthews, people was probably upset about the age. Jake is gonna, he was drafted a Falcon. He's gonna retire a Falcon. He's gonna be here. He's probably got like one more year left in his system. I think he's turning like 34 this year too as well. So shipping Jake off right now, knowing that that's Matt Ryan's buddy, knowing that that's Matt Ryan's buddy. It's possible he could get shipped off, but then again, I probably see them staying there. This line has been around for a while with the addition of Bergeron. I mean, Caleb McGarry, Chris Lindstrom, Jake Matthews. They've been playing together for a while now. The center position was, kind of tough. Nuzil had some tough times. I think he tried to hold his own, for most games, but there was some tough situations I've seen New Zealand this year. But you might have to go get a new center. Probably have to look at the left guard situation, then get some depth. You gotta get some more depth back there. People wasn't too happy with Elijah Wilkinson. Storm Norton went down too as well behind that. I think the other guard, the one that played for the Patriot game too as well, he had some trouble. Protecting Penix and so on. So you gotta look at the offensive line and get some solid depth. Depends on who you want as your starters next year. I see the only starter I can see, the only two I can see on the line that they'll probably make some readjustments on would be Bergeron and Nuzil right now. If Caleb McGarry comes back, as Dixon Way said, if he's healthy and he's back to full potential, then you might get something out of Caleb McGarry. What is the zone blocking scheme going to look like? If they bring in a new swing guard, swing tackle for that position, to moving some guys around in that zone run scheme, that's something to look at too as well. But that depth was when people started going down and others had to step up. It got a little ugly in there. That Bergeron, Nuzil for the starters, and get some solid depth back there too as well. But you can never be wrong with getting some solid offensive linemen. You always have to stay stacked on that. Those guys put their body on the line a lot, and we were glad that Chris Lindstrom gets up with the amount of pressure that he puts on some of these defensive tackles and defensive ends. And I've seen a couple plays where Chris Lindstrom was out too as well, but he got back in there and gave it his all. But you gotta build up that depth just a little bit better. I remember that 2016 team. That team was solid with the offensive line play and the backups. So if you can rebuild something like that, it's perfectly fine for me.
That is fair. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Atlanta Falcon Pandemic joining the chat.
What's going on? What's
How
going
are
on?
you?
Yeah.
Hello,
Going
hello.
on,
Finally,
Pandemic what?
Cowboy?
Good to
I
What's
see
up,
tell you
you.
what,
man?
I don't know who's making more money, man. Slade or T. Will. I'm telling you, I can't catch up with neither one of them.
I'm
No,
trying to
man.
make some more. I'm trying to make some more money on Monday. If you want to put it on this Indiana Miami game, you let me know right now.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Because you know what I'll do. You know what I'll do. You talk to me.
So
Talk
for
to
those
me.
of you who don't know, Pandemic is a Hurricanes fan, so he
Through
is
and through.
super excited. And hey, man, good luck. I think it's going to be tough sledding on Monday, man. But
Hey,
hey, I
Indiana's
don't,
a tough team. They are a beast. So
hey,
it's going to be a good one, I hope.
I don't have a dog in the fight, man. So hey, man, I hope you guys go on and take it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Oh,
luck.
yeah.
Oh
Good luck.
yeah, what I tell you about the last game? I told you that. I told you that was gonna be. I
You
told you
did tell
Miami
me.
was gonna beat them.
You did tell
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You did tell me that.
Good
You did
luck to
tell me
you,
that.
pandemic.
Hey,
Definitely. So,
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Pandemic, give us
I
your
Yeah.
appreciate it.
thoughts
No, good
on
luck.
Kevin Stefanski, him being hired, the whole situation. Just give us your thoughts on that.
I tell you, I wasn't too keen on Stefanski, right? But I think I'm more concerned about who the play call is going to be. Of course, he'd probably bring his guy with him, right? But it's going to be how he continues to develop this team, right? Because I mean, we have a very young team. We still have a lot of holes to fill now, especially on offense now. Now the two spot wide receiver spot there still needs to be addressed. The third wide receiver spot, obviously the trench. We still need some. We got some issues there. Nobody's getting younger. You know, we still got to bring in some guys that can step in when our older guys can't go do it anymore. Um, we got to start developing guys for that offensive line. Because like Matthews, he's still doing his job, but you're starting to see more and more penalties now from him. You're starting to see, well, he hadn't been injured, but at the same time, he did get injured. We were a little bit concerned for those couple of games that he missed, but we don't want to be reactive. We want to go ahead and be proactive and go ahead and start developing guys to take these young guys' spot, the older guys' spot. My main concern is, and I don't think it'll be a problem, is retaining Algier, right? And I don't think it'll be a problem. I think we're having enough money to keep him. I don't think he'll ask for too much where we won't be able to match what he's asking for. I don't think he's going to go in and ask for no $10 million. I just don't think so. I mean, in true, he'll be able to go in and get started money someplace else, but he also has to be realistic about it too. Nobody's going to come in and give him because I think he's only making like 1.8 million. I think it is. They're going to come in and give him an 8 million, $10 million jump in contract money, right? So, and he did say he want to stay in Atlanta, so that's a positive. So, and Kyle Pitts, man, I franchise tag him and then trade him. I don't think we want to pay him no more than the $10 million. You know what I mean? That 14 and 15, $20 million out that ball game. That's Travis Kelce money. Travis Kelce don't make 20 million, and he's arguably one of the best in the league. So uh, we got some issues we got to address. Whoever the GM is going to be, I think hopefully it'll be Ian Cunningham. If y'all haven't heard anything yet, I haven't heard anything, but this is one of the areas where Terry Fontenot was very good at what he do. Right, so finding good players for the money, and hopefully we keep developing that. That's going to be one of the things that keep us in contention in the NFC South. And truth be told, it would not look this way next season. I think this NFC South is going to be a lot closer than what it looked like this year.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Those are some interesting points. Who would you like to see? Well, obviously Kevin Stefanski is going to call plays, right?
Mhm.
And I think he is keeping Ulbricht. The one thing this gives us is he is an experienced play caller.
Mhm.
He has won Coach of the Year twice.
Yeah.
So he has had some success.
Mhm.
And he is a structure guy. I do think that this team did need some discipline. To quote the great Jack Spade, I think it was too much buddy going on. So I think they did address that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question because one of our guests and coach, I just want to let you know something, man. I'm looking forward to doing more shows with you. You out there, coach?
Of course, man.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, and I'm gonna because coach raised a question, and although I don't agree with him, I do see his point. I don't agree with him. I do see his point. But coach said he would not keep Ulbrich. Now, before everybody jumps out of their seats, because I know we did get 58 sacks, but to be fair, we were 20th in total defense.
I'm standing up already.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Just kidding.
So I'm gonna now again. I'm fine with Ulbrich because I legitimately think that a part of the reason that we were 20th is because we kept them on the damn field way too long. But to his point, there were times we couldn't stop the run, and obviously you could argue personnel. But let me ask you this question: if you were going to replace Ulbrich, and I'm going to ask you, Pandemic, who would you replace him with? If
Wait,
Ulbricht's like, you know
does he
what?
even want to replace him though? Like,
I don't want to replace him.
No,
I don't.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm
I
curious.
don't.
I'm not replacing. I'm not replacing. But to coach's point,
Uh-huh.
right? If we are looking at the drama side of this,
Uh-huh.
Jeff Ulbrich is a former head coach.
Right.
Now we don't know.
Right.
Was he even interviewed for the process? And he could be feeling some kind of way, right? So I don't know, not unless there's some type of
He
long drawn out.
he said previously already he has no interest in being a head coach again. So they probably didn't even ask him.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I'm not trading him. I'm not trading him. Not getting rid of him. Not replacing him. I mean, he's done his job. I mean, there's nothing I can look at what he's done on the field as a coach and to say. I mean, given the resources that he has, because four rookies starting. We still didn't address the CB2 spot, and we still look good. So top 5 in the league as far as defense, total defense. I mean, you can't ask for it better.
I think it was top 20 in total defense. I think we were top 20. I think we were 20th in total defense. I think
20th.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
But early on in the season, like we were like what? We were #1 passing defense. We were top 5 overall. I think it went
The thing
down
is,
when we lost Diablo.
you got to add context behind them stats. The offense keeps going back off the field so fast that you keeping your defense on there. You're gonna get up in the 20s. You should have been dead last with what the offense was doing.
Yeah,
and that is a fair statement, sir. I do not
realistically, we only got really, if you really look at it, 2 real spot issues on the team, right? CB2 and then that middle, that nose tackle spot. I mean, we got to feel it.
Ellis is a free agent, so
we got to feel it. We got to give some type of attention to it. Otherwise, teams going to continue to find ways to run, and they will use that. But and behind, as far as Jesse Bates concerned, I will give him one more season. People are already saying that we should be already looking, right? But I will give him one more season just to see what Billy Bowman, how he continues to progress, because he is injured. So we want to see what he continues to look like. And these sophomore blues are for real. So we got to see what these young guys are able to still continue to do even to this season.
Yeah. Plus, I think keeping Ulbrich would continue continuity. You know him. You spent 1 year under him. You should grow. But again, just for the sake of asking the question, if we were going to replace Ulbrich, and I'm just going to throw it out to anybody because I know Kerry's not replacing them. I know Pandemic is not replacing them. So anybody out there bold enough to do it, if we were going to replace them, who would we replace them with?
So I'll answer that, being that I'm the one that thinks. So first, let me say this. You know, I get y'all are happy about the sacks and all of that, but that, in my opinion, had less to do with the defensive coordinator and more to do with the people we drafted in the draft. Those are those guys. I believe that regardless who was the DC, those guys were going to eat, and they did eat. Again, my issues are a little bit more advanced than just looking at them on the field. I look at the schemes. I look at the amount of times that when we're doing a blitz of some form, whether it's just straight up man blitz or a zone blitz, we're pretty much unstoppable on defense. Then we get a lead, or come fourth quarter, when it's time to put the foot on the gas, your defensive coordinator stops doing those things and goes into zones and mans, and we just start getting whooped up on. To me, as a defensive guy, that are things that are egregious to me that I just don't normally see good defensive coordinators do. But to answer your question, I mean, Brian Flores is available, Steve Spagnuolo available, Jim Schwartz, who is with Stefanski at Cleveland. You could get him. Now that Denver's gone, no, Denver's still going, so you can't get Vance Joseph.
Right.
And then
question though, some of the names you're naming are already defensive coordinators. What would entice them to come for a lateral move? Like, I would love to have Brian Flores as my DC, but he's getting head coaching looks right now. Why would he come to Atlanta for a lateral move?
So Brian Flores is the only one who will be a lateral move. Jim Schwartz, I mean, he will be a lateral move, but he's effectively fired because his head coach got fired. So those guys will be easy to bring in because they're not guaranteed to be staying where they are right now. So
I'm sorry, I heard you say Vance Joseph too. I think he's still employed.
Say that again? Yeah, Vance Joseph is with Denver, right? Yeah, but
right,
Denver.
So that'd be lateral as well.
Right, but if I was able to finish, I wouldn't even ask him because they're still in the playoffs. So that would be out the window anyway. But that name just popped into my head. So the one that I would ask would be like I said, Jim Schwartz. He's already had stability with Stefanski in Cleveland. Now again, I'm cool if they don't replace him, but if I was the coach, I would, me personally, after seeing what I've seen this past year. It's just I'm hard when it comes to defense. And Larry will tell you, the slightest things will annoy me when it comes to defense, and I've been annoyed all year with our defense.
That's fair.
Those were some good sorry, go ahead. Too. Sorry about that.
Fine. Those were good suggestions. Those were very good suggestions. So, guys, want to shift gears a little bit. And Pandemic, sorry to cut you off, but
no, you good.
And actually, Pandemic, we can start with you. We got to address the elephant in the room. And one more thing, to Coach's point, 680 The Fan, Brian Finneran was basically saying the same thing, that the defense was lipstick on a pig. Now, I don't know that I necessarily agree with him, but his point was we get gashed during the run game. Yeah, we broke the record for sacks, but we're still 20th in the league, and there's still some issues going on. So my point is, it's not just Coach that felt that way. Agree with them or not, it's not. There are some other folks who do agree with you, Coach. Now, with that being said, guys, we got to address the elephant in the room, the quarterback situation. If Penix is not back next year, if he's not back at the beginning of the year. Now, to be fair, he could be. But to the extent that he misses 3, 4, 8 games, you know, and you
Sounds
don't
like that.
what?
Who counts like that? 3, 4, 8. What?
Making a point. I'm just making a point. Jesus.
He's
3,
falling asleep
4,
already,
5,
ladies and
6,
gentlemen.
7, 8 games, Eric. Um, what are we? Yeah, he's just being an annoying little brother because that's
What's
and
he
you know what? To be
saying?
fair, I irritate him. I do. I do things to just get under his skin because I love him, and that's what brothers do. We mess with each other. We do this all the time. So those of you who watch us, we get along very well. He's my brother. I love him, but it is my mission in life to agitate him. So he's just paying me back, and that's fine. I still hate Auburn and they still suck. So anyway, that wasn't fair. I know Georgia's watching the championship, Eric, before you say it. But
What
guys,
happened with what's the score with the Hawks game tonight?
man, shut up. Anyway, nobody cares.
Please don't talk about that.
I'm not. I mean, he's pouring salt in the wound right now. But guys, seriously, what are we gonna do about this?
Did Bronny play? Did Bronny play?
Thank you. Thank you.
Bronny's team has 17 championships. He ain't got to play. He can admire.
So before we descend
Didn't play the Lakers tonight.
checking, Jack, give me your thoughts on our quarterback situation and what we can do to navigate if Penix is not available at the beginning of the season. Just give me your thoughts on that. And I'm going to ask that to the panel. So let's go Jack, and then let's go Larry next, because I think Larry had something he wanted to say.
Can you go to Larry first? Can you go to Larry first? I'm in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to go. We're tied up, so I'm trying to.
You playing D?
Go to Larry. Go to Larry real quick.
Come on, Larry. Let's go.
Larry, quarterback situation. Again, Larry, you're putting your GM hat on.
I got it on right now. My hood.
You got your hoodie, like you're about to, like you're about to wreck shop. So, give us some justice, Larry. What are we doing? What are we doing with the quarterback situation?
Quarterback situation right now. Well, if I have my coach and I have now, they are going to explore keeping Kirk, even if they put us in salary cap hell. I want you guys to understand that. That will be a conversation, especially since we don't have a GM right now. That decision could be made before we get a GM, which would be mind-boggling. But that's Kevin's old quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And we just made this deal before we got Kevin, with rearranging his contract. We keep Kirk Cousins, he get what, $67 million guaranteed?
Yes. Yes, he would.
I could see a world where they say, guess what? We, just like they said with Michael Penix when Kirk Cousins was here, that money was already allocated for a top premier quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a world where that happens. Do I want that to happen? No. So I feel like we need that money to round out our roster. But, buddy.
Yeah.
Y'all need a buddy sound for real. That
buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
I can see a world where that happens. With me, I would probably call San Francisco about why am I dropping this name right
Mac
now?
Jones?
Yeah, Mac Jones.
Jones.
I would that. I'm getting some Baker Mayfield redemption type of vibes for him. If we aren't really sure on what direction you're going to go with Michael Penix, if it's going to take him half the season to come back, then you can go into a situation that, hey, we need this guy. I don't know how much they probably value him a lot since Purdy is injury prone, but I mean, you would have to think about it if you feel like, hey, we're trying to win next year. We don't know when our quarterback is coming back, our starting quarterback. Now, Arthur Blank did say that he views Michael as the franchise quarterback. So that's good news. But again,
He said that about Ritter as well. Just saying. I
and
love Desmond
I was
Ritter.
about to say
I love
that
Desmond
was the
Ritter.
path I was going down. That was the gingerbread. So again, we've seen it before and we've seen it go left. So
I love Raheem Morris.
um, no, I personally will be out there trying to get Mac Jones personally,
Okay.
but how much it's going to cost, we probably couldn't get him. Probably Jacoby Brissett or somebody like that. Just you know, realistically, that's probably what we'll be looking at. Someone of that ilk. Oh yeah. Also, I want to ask your brother Eric a question.
Yeah.
Brother Eric.
What you know about Street Fighter? I heard you brought it up.
What I know about what?
Street Fighter, you brought it up.
Oh. I don't play video games no more, but I used to assassinate people with Street Fighter. I was the king of Street Fighter around these parts. But yeah,
I
Street
think
Fighter
I,
and Mortal Kombat.
I think he kicked my ass in that too. I think he did. Yeah, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Whatever, Eric. Nobody
Oh,
cares.
okay, I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
I worked at Dave and
I was
Buster's
like,
for a long time, and I hate video games now.
okay.
All right. So, Carrie, quarterback situation. What are we doing, Miss Carrie? What are we doing? 21 Carrie, you there?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Carrie. We hear you.
Okay. I mean, obviously Penix is coming off a major injury. He's not going to be ready week 1. So, like I said, after I meet with my head coach, I get my staff underway. We're going to lock into the roster, and that's one of the big things you got to figure out. Like, hey, who is that guy we're going to bring in? So, to Larry's point, they're definitely going to assess bringing Kirk back. Unfortunately, I think it would be a mistake. I think you look at Kirk's stats last season, outside of playing Tampa Bay twice a year, um, he looked like a shell of himself these last 2 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. You could pay a bridge guy, you could pay a guy to give you the same exact production that you're getting out of Kirk Cousins at a way less price. So for me, like, to Larry's point, that they're definitely going to consider that as an option. I felt that with that restructure that just happened, um, that was the writing on the wall. Kirk is out of here because March 13, league new year, 67 million becomes guaranteed to Kirk in 2027. That's actually insane. Like, we are
Yeah.
not paying Kirk Cousins 20. We're not paying him $70 million after he already robbed us of 100 million. So for me,
And
the only way he stays is if they restructure his contract again. Um, and he agrees to a very friendly deal. But it's definitely on the table now because Stefanski has a previous relationship with him. So I'm not ruling it out, but I do think you can get the same production from, somebody who's a backup somewhere than what you're getting from Kirk Cousins. Not just my opinion, but um, honestly, I would love Mac Jones. I feel like, yeah, um, you know what his floor is. He doesn't have like the highest ceiling, but you know what his floor is? He's still young, but like Larry's point, Brock Purdy's always hurt. And luckily for the 49ers, they've had a good enough backup, so he's been able to come in and fill that role for Brock Purdy when he's hurt. But I would like Jacoby Brissett as an option. I wouldn't even rule out Joe Flacco. He filled in for Joe Burrow last season. They have a terrible offensive line. Our offensive line is much better. And he was actually playing well despite, the offensive line being terrible. I think he started 6 games for Cincinnati last season. So I wouldn't rule that out as well. I mean, he has the relationship with Stefanski as well, so that I wouldn't rule out. I'm trying to think. Malik Willis, I wouldn't rule him out either, although I feel like he might be pretty sought after. So that's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Uh Cowboy.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Give me your thoughts, man.
We
What
got
we gonna do about this quarterback, bro? What we doing? What we doing,
this.
man?
This is gonna be tricky. It's gonna be real tricky.
Okay.
I like Brissett, but I don't think he's gonna be available. I like Tyrod Taylor, but I don't think he's gonna be available. I like Malik. Don't think he's gonna be available. But we will be riding with Kirk Cousins coming into the season. Their contract says he will be here. It's the following. It's 2027 season that's gonna probably make his exit. But as far as getting somebody else in here, man, it's a lot to choose from. But nobody is a window shiner. Nobody's like standing out that we can go out and say, oh, that's that guy. You know, if we have the pick from what's available, I don't see nobody that can come in and like really, let's just say Michael Penix gets us to somewhere around playoff contention, and something happens. I don't see nobody that's going to come in and be like, okay, he can carry the torch and finish the job. Unless it's Kirk Cousins. I mean, I really don't see it. There's nobody here. I mean, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Garoppolo, Keenum. I mean, Trey Lance. I mean, none of these guys I can like be like I will be sold on. You know, if we pick any of those guys, I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay. That's just me, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. Can't go get Russell Wilson.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he's not coming here anyway.
Yeah, Justin Fields don't want to be here, so I mean, there's no even keep bringing up his name.
Yeah.
So I mean, his family won't even let him come here, so I don't know why we keep bringing his name up. So
yeah. No, I agree. It's a dearth of talent out there at quarterback.
Yeah,
brother Eric, we need a quarterback, bro. What are we doing? Give us your thoughts.
I'm thinking it's a bridge, but I think we're forgetting the obvious choice. You need a mobile quarterback, somebody that can throw like 90 on the run.
Mr. Jack Spade?
I say
Spade?
Are you saying Mr. Jack Spade? Hold on one second. Hello, Mr. Jack Spade. This is Josh Williams, the new GM of the Atlanta Falcons. No. This is T. Will, the new assistant GM to Eric Parker of the Atlanta Falcons. And we need you to get off the couch, Jack, and come be our quarterback for a couple of games. Jack, can you do that for us? Hello, Jack. Are you there? Jack?
Kirk got 100 million. Yeah, at least gotta give me 150.
150 million?
Oh, hell no.
I do it for 150.
Call Jack back. Let him finish cutting the grass.
I'm retired. I gotta come out of retirement to do this. So I mean, I'm gonna need at least 150.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it, buddy. You're not gonna get it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Coach, we need you to save our lives, sir. We need a quarterback. What are you doing about it, GM coach? What are you doing?
This one is a hard one. I feel like like I said before, the money wise, I feel like you gotta let Kirk Cousins go.
I agree. 67 million is a lot, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. But okay, so
is that the highest in the league?
Here's where
no way.
Yes, it is.
Here's where I'm conflicted though. But I guess this is why GMs make the big bucks.
Yes.
Because unlike most, I'll put everything in context. Has Kirk Cousins look worse here in Atlanta than he has anywhere else? The answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
But there's context to that. You can't just say he came here and he looks horrible. Well, he was the number one play action quarterback in the NFL. He comes to Atlanta and we run zero play action. I think we were like 31st or 32nd. We were almost dead last in play action both years he was here.
Yeah.
You got to put context to that too, though.
So
He
which
was
yeah,
worse.
the context is our
He
OCs
was
were trash.
but did you see
Right.
how he came out of play action?
I
Like
seen
when,
that.
like the
I seen that
difference,
throw to Mooney. I seen that
the
throw to Mooney
difference.
versus Saints.
No, I'm saying
Yeah, I seen him.
the
I
difference
seen
in
him come
him
out. I
coming
seen
out
him
of
come
play
out.
action from the year before he came. Like Kurt used to like pop out of play action. Like he would hand the ball off and snap out of it. Kurt doesn't do that no more. When he like walks out of play action now.
Nah, I wouldn't. I can't agree with that at all. He looked very
I'll
well
show
doing
you
it. He
video
looked
evidence
very
when we
well
get off
doing
of
it
here.
this year. Very well doing it this year. But anyway, but back to what I was saying. I don't. So, um, damn, I lost my thought. Yeah. So him not actually doing his strength is something that I have to take into context. On top of, like y'all said, there's really nothing out there um, that could potentially give you what he's giving you right now. And then then I have to think about Penix. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm the GM, I'm already starting to look for move. I won't say move on, but Penix already needed a lot of work. Now with this injury, that you take a whole preseason, a whole off season away from him for he could be actually working on his game. I think this injury put Penix now 2 years behind. So now when you can really evaluate him, because you're not going to evaluate him this upcoming season because he's going to be coming off a major injury. So you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You're going to really evaluate him next year. That's year 4 of his rookie contract. And so you only really have a year to fully evaluate him. That makes everything extremely hard, especially for a new coach coming in. So if I'm the GM, I don't know. I'm getting rid of the Kirk money, but this is why I said earlier, I don't think he's going to be very successful year 1 because there are some issues in Atlanta, especially with the quarterback position. So hopefully the GM figures it out, but that's definitely not a position I want to be in. But I don't. Well, I just think you kind of got to move on from Michael Penix. That's me personally.
Yeah.
It's just it's going to take too long for him to really develop, and now you're going to have to pay him. By the time you can really ascertain where he is, it's time to pay him. And I don't know if I want to be dealing with that.
Well, two schools of thought, and you bring up an interesting point, and I was waiting for somebody to say this, but let's say you do renegotiate Kirk's deal. Well, then I don't think Penix starts, and number 2, he's basically spent all of it. You basically Aaron Rodgers him, where he's going to spend all of his rookie contract on the bench. So that is something to think about. Next year will be Penix's 4th year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you, there's no way you can pay Kirk Cousins $67 million. So
No.
if you're going to even approach that, it would have to be with the idea of Kirk, we're gonna renegotiate this down the road, right? But the only problem with that is if you do that and you go into that next year, Kirk doesn't have to renegotiate anything.
Aaron
Right.
Rodgers also.
Kirk
Aaron Rodgers
can
also
sit
did
there
it.
and be like, "Hey, give me my 67 million or else." So, and then even if you do that, to Coach's point, you're still in the 4th year of Penix's rookie contract, and are you guys going to pay Kirk 67 million and Penix start? Me neither. So it's a bit of a conundrum because to me, and I'm gonna say this, and then we'll let Mr. Jack Spade get to it because I'm sure he's finished his game by now. But to me, I feel like you almost have to go out and get Mac Jones. Because if Penix is going to be out for a significant, well, it depends. Now, if he's out for 2 or 3 games, that's one thing. But if he's going to be out for 8 or more, that's something altogether different. And if while you got these, you know what? Let me shut up. Carrie, I know you said you got to go soon, so let me stop talking. Carrie, tell these folks where they can find you, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, I just want to shout you out, T. Will. Thanks for having me. I want to shout out everybody on the panel. It was so awesome and such a great time to talk Falcons football with you all. And let's just hope this season's gonna go better. Like I said earlier, Kevin Stefanski wasn't my first pick, but hey, I got what I asked for. I wanted a coach who was offensive minded, and he has experience as a head coach. So I'm just gonna roll with it and hope for the best and root for the Falcons as a diehard fan and hope for the best. So hope that this era is gonna be better than the last one because my goodness, what a failure the last 2 seasons were in my opinion. So my goodness, high expectations and completely failed with those. So but yeah, guys, thank you again so much, and I hope everybody has a good night.
You do the same. Just tell them where they can find you, Carrie. The people want to know.
People want to know.
You can find me yelling at Jack to go ahead and get on Big Low Country Sports yard work and fixing the roof of his hunting camper. That's where you can find me.
That's tough, Carrie.
Good night, everyone.
Maybe you live though.
That's tough. That is tough. Well, hey, thanks, Carrie. All right, Jack Spade, the man, the myth, the legend. We're here now. We need a quarterback. You are the GM, sir, with your tennis shoes and your jewelry and your suits. So, GM Jack, what are we doing to get a quarterback here, bud? What are we doing? Give me your thoughts.
I mean, first things first. I think the best option, you got to look at that free agency too as well to see what we can get. Even the quarterback market is pretty bad right now. You heard what Fandemic said about some of these people won't probably be leaving their team. I mean, Malik Willis might not leave Green Bay. I mean, Jacoby Brissett might not leave Arizona. Might be difficult to even trade for Mac Jones, but if you can get him, you can get him. But you definitely need a quarterback. I think the Kirk option is going to be on the table, especially with Matt Ryan, playing late in his career too as well. This is something that Matt Ryan wants to make the decision on his new grounds of being president of football operations in Atlanta, and if they want to decide to keep Kirk, that's something they have to look into. But the Penix thing is definitely difficult. Just like Coach said, I mean, you had a guy who jumped in there 3 games in his first year, second year, got injured, couldn't really see what he was able to produce for the team and for of course himself. And third year, you're looking for a bridge quarterback because you don't know his timetable. And fourth year, it's time to pay him. You know what I'm saying, for his rookie contract, but. You can't develop people in their third year. That's the tough part. You gotta look at this in a situation where, he was a good guy coming out of college, but the injuries, played a major effect with his career. And you're a new head coach in the NFL, and one of the situations you dealt with in Cleveland was your quarterback situation. And you sometimes just gotta move on for certain things. But I know. 2027, you have a first round draft pick. If you want to use that for a quarterback, you can use that. Hopefully, you're not picking in the top 10 anyway. So 2027 is the year of the quarterback. There's a lot of quarterbacks coming out in 2027. But to even look at this year first, you got to get somebody who's going to be a decent bridge quarterback that can help you win some games. And if the timetable for Penix is week 5 and week 6, then you got to make a decision on what the record is and how your quarterback's playing. Do you want to put Penix back in the game? But, it's going to take some time to even, like somebody mentioned, like even developing him when he comes back. Like Aaron Rodgers sat behind, Favre and them, but Aaron Rodgers didn't go through two head coaches and two general managers.
Right.
No, he had Mike McCarthy over there who was in there working the wheel with him.
Right.
But even for Jordan Love sat behind Rodgers till the point and time was ready for him to come out there. But Jordan Love wasn't injured either.
Yeah.
You know, so now Jordan Love's in the game and now he's making something happen. And, you know, it's just difficult for Penix's situation due to that injury. But the future, you know, for Atlanta shouldn't just be weighed on, you know, a quarterback that's in his rookie contract that's injured. There's only been three quarterbacks drafted by the Falcons in recent years: Matt Ryan, Desmond Ritter, and Michael Penix. And sure enough, Arthur Blank said the same thing about all three of them, that they'll be the future of the franchise.
Yeah.
So, an NFL owner would not come out and talk bad about his quarterback. He's always going to talk positive about the guys, and you know I've heard that talk before from Arthur Blank. But then again, they want to win. They want to win games, and who's to say if your bridge quarterback comes in here and goes 4-1 and 5-0 and 3-1 and not, do you want to put Penix back in? Do the fans want to have him back in? Because the fans are about winning. They can say whatever they want on social media, but whenever you're winning games, people are gonna start talking. And you bring the guy back, and you know he has a rough couple games coming back, and even the whole play action thing and under center type of thing. We don't know. Like we don't know where he is, you know, production wise for his career as an NFL quarterback. College is totally different than the NFL. But I think the Falcons just need to just look at finding ways to win. And if they find ways to win with Jacoby Brissett, they find ways to win with Mac Jones, if they find ways to win with whoever the quarterback may be. That's why I said whoever. I don't know who it is. Whoever it is, well, they need to continue on that path of winning because it's been 8 years in a drought. And you know, I want to keep what's good. So if they decide, Matt Ryan decides, Arthur Blank decides that, hey, we need to go get somebody who's going to get this thing rolling, well, then let's do that. But when you get to 2027 and you're looking at that rookie contract with Penix, and I don't think you're going to give him an extra 10, 15, 20 million to study him.
You're right.
And that's the one thing in the NFL. I think NFL fans would go crazy to find out that we gave somebody an extension who played less games than Desmond Ritter at this point. You could have kept Desmond Ritter.
The one good thing about it is if he does get there and he hadn't played a lot of games, he can't expect a contract of 60 million or so. His contract would be affordable at that point because he really hadn't played anything. So
that's true. And you can also hopefully by that time, 2027, you get to that year where you have that first round draft pick and you're not picking in the top 5 or top 10 or top 15 where quarterbacks fall into your lap between 20 and 30. That you don't need your bridge quarterback no more. But who's to say that you bring a bridge quarterback over here and you have some success, and then what? You want to let him go? Like it's all about that success. Matt Ryan said it. Matt Ryan said, "I'm here to help this franchise win games. And if you end up winning games with your bridge, you got a tough decision to make."
Yeah.
But I'm all for whatever the Falcons want to do to win games. I've been in this slump just like Arthur Blank. He's been here. Just like all these fans, 8 years in the slump. I'm 8 years in the slump too. I'm here. I'm ready to win some games. I'm ready to make it to the playoffs. I'm ready to win the division. And I don't care who's at quarterback, but you got to get the right person to fit what is needed. Kevin Stefanski spent 3 years with Kirk Cousins, put up over 90 touchdowns and less than 30 interceptions. And that conversation will be on the table on Monday morning.
I think it will. I think you're 100% right, guys.
Me personally, I just don't see how you can have that conversation. Like, it's just too much cap. It's too much of a cap hit for an already cash strapped team that needs to sign some of your good pieces. I mean, I hear what y'all saying, but if I'm a new coach and a new GM, there is no way I'm signing on to that. Like, I would have told them that off the jump. Like, there's no way I can sign on to this. And maybe that's why, you know, Harbaugh probably not, but who knows? Maybe that's why Harbaugh and Clint and whoever else, you know, probably turned them down. Because and who wants to start off underwater like that? I understand a team needing a new coach means generally you were a bad team to begin with, or else you wouldn't be needing a new coach and a new GM. But to be that underwater, I can't see no new GM signing on to that.
Well, here's the funny thing
I
about that too as
legitimately
well.
feel like they would never pay him $67 million. I think they'd rework it. Right?
Yeah, here's the funny thing too as well, especially with things that we don't know. Obviously, I personally believe especially when it comes to interviewing a head coach, those are the questions you ask in the interview. And just like Coach said, maybe Harbaugh and Clint Kubiak stirred them in a different direction. Maybe Kevin Stefanski told them what they wanted to hear. But if I'm a Matt Ryan and I'm sitting in that meeting, the questions I'm asking is the salary cap, the roster, and of course the quarterback. We ain't here to play Dungeons and Dragons. What are you gonna do with this team? And how you gonna get us? How you gonna make us better? How are we gonna get to the playoffs? And I'm sure Kevin Stefanski told them something they wanted to hear, but it had to involve the quarterback. Because when you get down to training camp in April, and you get down to that open to the public practice in June and July, and you still looking on the sideline, and the kid with the do-rag is not ready to go, who is your quarterback? Because it's time to get out there and play football.
Yeah.
We can't be waiting on, oh, he ready for week 4, week 5. Man, we already started our damn system. Our formula's already running in place. They got to get things going.
Yeah.
Who's talking to the media when it comes up to preseason week 1? Is Kevin Stefanski going to play the starters? Raheem and Arthur Smith didn't want to play the starters. Who is going to be in that role and in that situation? Then who's to say if the quarterback gets injured? If our bridge quarterback gets injured, what's going to happen? So
don't even say that.
I'm just you got to talking football. You just got to talk football, man, because we didn't want that. We didn't want that for Penix. Sure enough, it happened for him. So you got to just build up a nice, solid roster to know, hey, this is what I need to get the team rolling. But I guarantee you, when voluntary workouts start at the end of March and that OTA start in April, there's going to be a quarterback in that building, and he's going to be ready to lead this team in whatever direction Kevin Stefanski wants to lead that team. But those interview questions that were asked to bring Kevin in, they definitely had to ask about that quarterback situation. That's probably the first question I'm going to ask my head coach, because I don't have a quarterback. Andy Reid has Pat Mahomes. Even Zach Taylor has Joe Burrow. Even Philadelphia has Jalen Hurts. We can keep going around the wheel. Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence. Buffalo has Josh Allen. We don't have a quarterback.
Hey, if they got injured, if Josh Allen got injured and Mahomes got injured, or any of them quarterbacks got injured, would the coach say they don't have a quarterback, or would they say they need to find somebody until they get back?
And until that happens, those coaches have a quarterback.
But why do we not have a quarterback with Penix, but they got a quarterback, but if theirs is injured?
Because our quarterback is sitting on the sideline.
Theirs would be too if they was injured.
Yeah, but they're proven.
Penix is going into his 3rd year with maybe 7 games under his belt.
And when Vic broke his leg and we waited for Vic to come back, was he proven then?
These are 2 different eras, Eric. I can't even mention about Michael Vick. I know.
And what year was that? And what year his career was that?
What franchise was it?
I'm not down on Michael Penix. I'm just saying in 8 years he's been injured 5 of them. I know Kevin Stefanski is looking at the how to build this team and this roster to go win games. And until we get a timetable, and this is the funny thing, I can't fast forward to April and May, because then we could find out a really good timetable about Penix. We don't know. Yeah. He can come back preseason week 1. There's so much advanced technology that can make him move the needle a little bit faster, and I'll be perfectly fine with it. Maybe
I just don't understand the terminology. We don't have a quarterback. The owner even came out and said that he's still the franchise quarterback. Why do we not have a quarterback?
He has to say, if I may speak on this one, he has to say that, right? Because there's no, unless he has something planned, there won't be another quarterback in camp once camp started. And not only we keep talking about Michael Penix's injury, we're going to have to consider where this man is at mentally coming in too. He can be very well physically able, right? But is he going to be mentally able to keep being developed, right? So it's a difference between coming in physically ready and mentally ready. He's doing the dancing videos with his family. He's doing the tweets and all, but that could be a cover up in itself, right? But I'm more concerned about him mentally than physically. I already know physically it's going to be suspect anyway. He could be very well
I'm
walk
not
in day
talking
one.
about what nobody's speculation is. I'm talking about
Mhm.
right now we have a quarterback on the roster, but we keep saying we don't have a quarterback. But if it was somebody else that was injured, we would still have a quarterback. It
Kirk
this
Cousins
this
is that
just don't
quarterback.
make sense to me. Is how it's viewed as we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is that quarterback. I mean, till otherwise, he's going to be that. With him and Stefanski having their relationship, yeah, that's going to be day one quarterback, Kirk Cousins. If that falls apart, then maybe he can call on Penix. But right now, Kirk Cousins is that guy. That the way they restructured this contract, that's telling us Kirk Cousins is day one quarterback. Because
And
Penix won't be back.
No, it's not. The way that they've restructured his contract is telling me they're finna cut him before
Yeah,
the
it means they
season
about to
starts.
cut them.
so
It's
we
That
can
just
go
makes
off
it.
of the,
And
so
the
let's go
fact
off
that
of
he
cutting him.
agreed to that contract is saying that
Yeah.
he don't want to be here no
he
more.
don't want to
So
be
let's
here.
go off of
Well,
cutting him
that
March 13th. Even if we cut him March 13th, there's still
Nah,
going
it's
to
gonna
be
be
another
June.
year.
It's gonna be a June. It's gonna be post June. That's where you
Yeah.
save money. They're
So
gonna
we
cut
cut him.
him June
It's
2nd.
gonna, no.
Okay,
It,
perfect. So
No,
it
we
is
cut
you
him
going to be
save the
post
money by
June.
cutting him
Hang
before
on,
the
hang
season
on,
starts.
hang on.
He
It
has
is
to
going
be
to be
cut
post
before
June, but
March.
they're going to do it March 13th because if they do it after March 13th, that 67 million is
It's
guaranteed. Even though
guaranteed,
it's
Exactly.
designated a post June
regardless.
cut, they
yeah.
have to
It's
do it
not.
by March
They
13th.
have
It's
to
But
not.
do
here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing we got to remember. That money, that 32 million or 35 million, whatever it is, that makes it 67 million. It's already Kirk's. All it did is it just got pushed back. They've
Right.
already they're prepared to pay this man that 67 million if he's still here. He's already signed for that. In other words, he's just not getting it. With the 32 million he's supposed to get this year, it just pushed it back. Right?
Yeah.
They just making it just made this much easier to move on from Kirk, but Kirk is definitely going to be here.
Oh no, no,
But
no,
that
no, no,
30,
no.
that
I
67 million, that is not something that's astronomical. That money is already there.
no,
It's
no, no.
guaranteed money,
it. Yeah,
whether they
he
get
Cowboy,
paid this year or next year.
Cowboy,
It's not guaranteed until after that
I
date.
gotta correct you, and I don't mean to correct you because I love you,
Come on,
Cowboy. But
I can be corrected. I can be corrected.
I shouldn't say that, but I just gotta bring it to your attention. The guaranteed portion was $100 million, right?
Right,
yeah.
So
right.
he restructured him because we could cut him, and if we cut him this year, it'd be
Mm-hmm.
35 whatever $million against the cap. So he
Mm-hmm.
did us a favor this year to give us money, but that money wasn't guaranteed. The only part of that contract was the $100 million that was guaranteed. Now we still would have to pay a certain, it'd be a hit against the cap, but
Right.
it wasn't guaranteed.
It wasn't guaranteed
It is now, however.
Kirk.
If we wait until March 13th, it is then guaranteed, which is why to whoever brought it up's point, we gotta do it March 13th. And
Yeah.
maybe we cut him and re-sign him. That's always an option. But
So
go ahead.
let's ask the question here. We cut Kirk March 13th.
Uh-huh.
Now who is the quarterback on the team?
I
You-
don't know.
That's why I say he'll be here.
I don't.
See,
Well,
Because
That's
even
why-
if we cut
that's
Kirk
wrong.
Cousins March 13th, who
67.
is the starting quarterback week 1?
It will
Well,
be Penix.
Yeah,
to
he's gonna
Eric's
make
point,
25 million
the
next year.
quarterback
He's
is
gonna make
Penix. But if he's
67.
injured, we don't know. To
He's
Eric's
still a franchise quarterback. I'm talking about the terminology that we don't have a quarterback, like he's never coming back, like he's
No,
not there,
so
like we just ruled him out.
no, so I think the terminology is a little bit off because people are saying it that way, and I apologize if I said it like that. We do have a quarterback. As of going into March 13th, even if you cut Kirk, if you don't cut Kirk, then Kirk will probably start the season. If you do cut Kirk, even with Penix, who is the quarterback going into camp?
Exactly, I get that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if the terminology that I said was wrong of not having a quarterback. Yes, we have Michael Penix, and I'm all team Penix. I'm all for the Falcons.
But see, my problem with that terminology is that you're making it seem like the coach shouldn't want to be here because of that terminology. When there is actually a quarterback sitting there, and the quarterback actually fixed his scheme, so it does make sense that he wants to work with that quarterback. But we're acting like that quarterback's not there because of the injury.
As of right
Wait,
now, because
wait,
he's
what?
Well,
injured,
that's what the terminology sounds like.
Hey,
personally, as of right now, as a fan, I'm not in the front office. I can't even speak on Matt Ryan. They're behind the scenes. Even speaking of Matt Ryan, Arthur Blank, Beatles, and all these people, they probably have way more knowledge of what Penix is going through than what we're doing. So I don't
Yep.
even want to just speculate what can randomly happen. From what I'm seeing right now, week one, we don't
We
have a
need it. Regardless, even if he's ready week one, we still need another quarterback.
right. And that's where the bridge quarterbacks start to come in to find out who could be acceptable for Kevin Stefanski until our franchise quarterback comes back. Now, if Michael Penix is ready July 28th, hey, we're good. Let's run it. But
But you still gonna
I
need
know
another
workouts.
quarterback though.
We still need another quarterback because Kirk Cousins is gonna be gone and nobody's running with no Easton stick.
Exactly. So yeah, you still need another quarterback.
Respectfully, but that's why I'm just looking at it as a fan. I'm not the athletics director. I'm not the trainer. I'm not the injury specialist. I'm not Doctor Andrews that's in New York. They probably have a better timetable for the young man, and I hope he gets back to 100%. Hope he's not rushed back out there. The development stage is another thing to talk about. I'm just looking at after Kirk, before Kirk, if Kirk's still there, who is going to be the next quarterback until we know for sure 100%. But when camp starts in April, they're going to have to find a quarterback in that building. And March is after April. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, March is before April. So March 13th, Kirk is gone. Somebody has to be in that building because when they head out to that practice field, somebody it ain't Stefanski throwing passes to Drake London. Somebody got to be out there doing that. And that's
yeah,
where we're calling these names to find out who could possibly be a Malik Willis, a Jacoby Brissett, even Terry's favorite player in the NFL, Jameis Winston. It's possible that
I
he can
love
even
James
lead the role.
Winston.
We don't know.
And
I
do we still got Felipe?
oh
Oh, good Lord.
stop it.
You
Stop
better off
talking
bringing
about
back.
my favorite special
You
team
better
oh,
off bringing
player
back
right now,
Mohamed Sanu
Eric.
to play quarterback at this
hey
point.
man, Nick
Mohamed
Nash
Sanu.
wasn't too far from removed from playing quarterback.
Put Matt
Right.
in.
Right. When Matt said in the meeting he
Nah,
wasn't
man,
playing
already
quarterback
said
no more,
it.
I almost shed a tear because I was like, Matt, you'd be great for this role. You'd be great right now. All we need is just a couple first downs and just get the ball to Bijan. That's all we need. I'm
So
sure
guys,
Matt can do
Yuri
it.
says Malik Willis, Jameis, Mac Jones, or yeah, whatever.
But you know what's the funny thing? As we name
Jameis
these
can get the
names,
finger.
and
Jameis can
as we
get the
name
finger.
these names, it's just
Uh-huh.
like Clint. It's just like Clint Kubiak. We're not the only team going after these quarterbacks.
That's true. And
Yeah,
that's
Because
true.
there
yeah.
are teams that are linked, not even linked. There are buddy systems where Mac Jones might say, you know what?
Buddy.
I would do perfect going back to New York. Or I would do
Yeah.
perfect now going to be with Aaron Glenn. Or perfect going to the Dolphins. The Dolphins need a quarterback. The
Mhm.
Steelers need a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback. The Browns need a quarterback. The
Is
Falcons need a
Tua injured? Is Tua injured for
That's
next
why
year?
Kirk
Tua is $90 million injured. That I know that. He's $90 million injured.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
They
consider him.
they owe no, I wouldn't consider him either,
All
but
right.
they owe him like 99 million, correct? They owe him more than we owe Kirk.
And
You
here's
know
the funny
what?
thing: Tua gonna be
Guys,
on the team. Tua gonna be on the team by April 2. That's how
um,
the NFL is
Yeah.
working. He gonna be on the team by April 2.
no, I get it.
Look at the free agency list, man. It's horrible. Mitchell
It is.
Trubisky,
It is.
Tyrod Taylor, Russell Wilson, who just talked about he played with an ACL injury in New York.
Yeah.
And this is a rough time. The fucking Colts brought back Philip Rivers, for
Yeah.
God's sakes. It is horrible. We don't.
Guys,
It
I
is
think that was a
tough.
favor.
what do we think about Kyler Murray? And then Larry, we're going
Kyler
to you.
Murray is $100 million guy himself who's battling injury himself. I
Okay.
can't look to Kyler Murray.
Mark,
And
Mark,
you don't want Kyler Murray because he ain't no backup. He ain't no backup.
yeah, Mark put it out there. Larry, you've been waiting patiently. What say you, sir?
Oh no, I was about to head out.
Oh,
But
okay.
with Kyler Murray, no, unless I want him to beat Jack in Madden. That's
I'll
about
smoke Kyler Murray and
Oh,
Madden.
wow.
Tell him pull up.
Wow.
that's why I would want him on this team. He costs too much, and he wants more of a career. Him and Ben Simmons want a career video games more than
I tell you this. I tell you, Kyler Murray wouldn't be good at Madden because he don't even look at the playbook, so it doesn't even matter. He gonna get beat anyway.
Shots fired.
Damn.
Hey,
Well,
but yeah, I'm up out of here, man. Getting a little tired.
hey, tell them where they can find you, Larry.
You can find us bumping our gums on the Dixon Way on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Rumble. Well, not Rumble anymore, but on X. We do live commentary. So if you guys want to hear some biased Atlanta commentary for your favorite team, then turn down your TV, turn up the Dixon Way. Let's have fun with everybody in the chat, you know.
Larry, as always, sir, I appreciate you joining us. I love your content. For those of you who don't know, Larry does Braves, Falcons, Hawks, Bulldogs, even some. Your lovely wife is a Florida fan, right? Isn't she?
Yes.
Is she a fan? So I'm sure that's an interesting week when we play the Gators. Go Dogs. But yeah, Larry does a great job of calling play-by-play on all of them. So check him out. Please like, share, and subscribe to his channel. If you've not heard it, you're just letting some of the best in this business go by. Larry, thank you, brother.
For sure.
Good night, fellas.
Good night. And on
all right, Larry, catch up.
Hey, my lovely wife is giving me the let's go. So,
time to take your medicine, T. Will.
Yeah, yeah. I got it. We've been on here for 3 hours. I'm almost trying to compete with Jack Spade the other day. Jack and Jack and Carrie did a 5-hour show. Holy cheese!
Wow. It wasn't supposed to be 5 hours. We told ourselves 45 minutes, but it turned into 5 hours.
It turned into 5 hours. So I tell you what, we'll go Coach, then my brother Eric, then Cowboy, then of course Mr. Jack Spade. Coach, tell these folks where they can find you. Welcome to the channel. And like I say, Coach, anytime you want to come back, man, you are now welcome to be a guest on my show anytime you like. But Coach, tell these folks where they can find you.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man, I want to say thank you for allowing me on your show and what's up to everybody. I know Pandemic. I'm meeting the other two guys, so it was nice to meet you two guys for the first time. Man, we're just starting out. We got 15 episodes in, man. As I said, I go by Coach, and our show is the Coach's Corner on YouTube, also on Facebook, X, TikTok, and we're just a lot focused on defense, but we talk all things Falcons. And that's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. So come check us out, man. Thank you to all those who already do, but help us grow a little bit. It's been a pleasure and it's been extremely fun talking Falcons football this past season, and I expect we're about to have a whole lot to talk about coming soon. So I hope to see all you guys there. And again, thank you for having me.
Oh, hey, Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Guys in the chat, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, if you can, go to Coach's Corner on YouTube and, like, share, and subscribe to his show and check out his content. And again, Coach, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate that. Next, we have the irrefutable, the irreplaceable, the unstoppable Mr. Eric Parker, my brother, 6'2", 6'3". I feel like he cheated me out of some of my height, even though, well, I was born before him, so I can't really say that. Oh, well, I guess it's Dad's fault. But anyway, Eric, you can find him.
5'11" and 5'11" with cleats.
Crazy.
Life is not fair. Life is not fair. Eric got the height, and he's got a cool beard. I wish I could grow my beard like that. When I grow it out, I look homeless. People stop and give me money. Anyway, you can find my brother at Section 101 in Mercedes-Benz Stadium because he really doesn't want to tell you anything else. And so that's how he gets down, Brother Eric.
No, that's just what Terry wants to say because he keeps on thinking for me whenever I'm finna say something. But you can find me on the Terry Eric show at 1 p.m. on Monday night.
Jesus Christ. I gotta get used to
on
this.
my ATL, whatever it is that night.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you for reminding me. So I feel so bad. This is a senior moment. So myself, Carrie, and Eric, my brother, now have a show that comes on Monday nights. And come check us out, man. We talk everything Falcons and football, and we get into it, and we argue and laugh and joke, and it's a fun time. As a matter of fact, so Eric, I will see you. What's it? Today's Sunday. It's 1:20 a.m. So I'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll get into all of this stuff, and hopefully the Falcons will have their GM by then. But Eric, thank you for joining us, sir. And I will not forget that again. I do apologize. Falcon Pandemic, brother.
Yes, sir.
As always, thank you for joining us. If you guys have not checked out his channel, he is Atlanta Falcon Pandemic on YouTube, does great content, puts together videos that are beautiful, like God himself just put them together. Man is very skilled when it comes to content creation. So
yeah, okay. If you want to, I appreciate the compliment.
Give me your props, bro. I'm giving you props. You know what I mean?
I appreciate the compliment.
I'm jealous. I'd be looking at like, how the hell did he do that? Like,
I stopped playing. But man, look, huge shout out, man. Huge shout out to my ATL Sports One for having me on the show, guys. I mean, it was an absolute blast chopping it up with you, Jack. One time for the fan, Eric, coach over at the Coach's Corner, guys. Very insightful. Always willing to learn from you guys. Still learning. Conversations is always beneficial. So love what you guys are doing for the sports community, not just the sports community, but specifically the Falcons. It's always good to talk Falcon football. We could do this for hours, right? And that's what it's all about. But thanks for sharing your platform with me, guys. And please be sure to jump on YouTube. Next week it'll be Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me at ATL Sport. I'm reading your login thing, man. Yeah, and ATL_Fandemic on Instagram. I got that page back up and running. So yeah, reach out, man. Follow me on YouTube. And to my supporters, man, look, I can't do it without you. You're the reason why I do it. I love talking Falcon football. I talk to a brick wall if it sat still long enough. But yeah, appreciate the supporters too. You guys are the reason why I do it, man. And just keep me going. You're the reason why I do it. But appreciate you guys, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, Fandemic, and you got an open invitation. Anytime you want to come back, brother, we love having you. And last but not least, the unstoppable, the charismatic, the very loquacious Mr. Jack Spade is in the house. Sir, Jack Spade, tell us where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, man, this has been a great opportunity to talk Falcons late night with an incredible panel. I think even with everything that was being said today, at the end of the day, everybody on this panel wants to win. Everybody in this panel wants to get back to the playoffs and win the division and get to the Super Bowl and finally have that parade going down Peachtree. So I definitely appreciate you, T. Will, for putting this show together and inviting some magnificent guests to talk Falcons football with us. I myself, Jack Spade, you can catch me with T. Will, Carrie. Big shout out to Bodie 3000. One time for the fans, Sunday nights at 8. Wednesday nights at 8. Friday mornings, breakfast with One Time for the Fan at 9:30 a.m. or so. A lot of pop-up podcasts in between. Amazon podcast, Spotify podcast, Apple podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Pretty much anywhere you can find One Time for the Fan, we are there. We definitely appreciate all the support, just like all these other podcasters and content creators. I know they appreciate the support too of every Falcon fan that tunes in and watches and listens and comments and tells their Falcons friends and family about it. So I'm ready for this new era of the Atlanta Falcons, and let's go get some wins. There's gonna be a lot of information being coming out in the next couple of days and weeks and months, and it's a long off season, so as long as we, keep these podcasts going, I'm sure fans would be interested in listening to what we have to say. T. Will, everybody, thank y'all so much for just having such high hopes for these Atlanta Falcons. I think 2 hours and a half we was on here tonight, And y'all have been amazing. Every single person on this podcast tonight. So thank y'all.
Definitely. And before we go, I got to thank these two gentlemen, Mr. Eric Parker and Mr. Jack Spade, because they gave me my start in this business. And I know I thank them all the time, but I will never, that never gets old. I never forget what you guys did for me. And I will love you guys forever. And thank you so much. Guys, you can check me out at formyatlcontact@gmail.com. If I'm doing something right, let me know. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. If you just want to say hi, let me know. You can also catch me at YouTube at ForMyATL Sports 1 if you like sports. If you like movies and TV shows, come holler at your boy and check me out at ForMyATL Movies 1. On Facebook, I'm Gideon T. Will as well as T. Will Podcaster. On X, I'm at ForMyATL Sports. And on Instagram, I am ForMyATL Sports 1 and Movies. Guys, this has been a tremendous show. We've been together for 3 hours. We will come at you again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. from One Time for the Fan, which is Brother Jack's show.
No 5 hours this time. No 5
Yeah,
hours.
it won't be 5 hours this time. We promise. But we'll probably have more information. Hopefully, we'll be able to get more into the contract, the details, yada, yada, yada. And we will see you then. So to everybody who joined us, thank you so much. I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity, as I do every day, because I wouldn't be here without him. Definitely wouldn't be out here without Eric and Jack Spade. You guys have an amazing day. And go Falcons, everybody. Have a great day. Goodbye.
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty is one. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just hard on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall. 48, you can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you're fighting for the city.